Hello, everyone. My name is Zach Clayton, and I need your help for an upcoming event called Mission for Healthy Heroes. This fourth year of our 22-hour podcast is happening on February 22nd, 2025, and is dedicated to tackling one of the most pressing issues facing our critical country and community heroes today: suicide prevention and mental health. We're bringing together experts, advocates, and individuals who live with experience to have an honest and impactful conversation about challenges our heroes face and how we as a community can help. For our communities, these tragedies often stem from complex factors like mental health challenges, including PTSD, depression, and substance abuse, family strain, and feelings of isolation when transitioning to civilian life, career stressors like financial instability or workplace difficulties, easy access to firearms during moments of crisis, and systemic barriers like the stigma around asking for help and gaps in support systems. This is a problem that needs us all: professionals, advocates, families, and communities working together to find solutions. That's why I'm reaching out to you. We're looking for guest speakers to join this important conversation. Whether you're a mental health professional who works with our heroes, family members or spouses who understand the challenges of this complex family lifestyle, advocates or nonprofit leaders supporting our heroes, researchers or policy experts working on systemic solutions, or a survivor who can share your personal story. We need to hear from you. Your voice and expertise could save lives by helping us shed the light on these issues and explore meaningful solutions. If you are interested in participating, know someone who should be part of this discussion, please reach out to me directly. You can use the information found right below me or by scanning this QR code. You can sponsor, you can volunteer, you can speak, and you can save lives. Because together we can create a powerful conversation that drives awareness and action. Let's honor our heroes by supporting them when they need us the most. Thank you for watching this short video, and thank you for caring about our hero community. Let's work together to make a real difference. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. Again, scan the QR code or use the information below, and let's make action count. Oh, I'm going to be honest with you. That last segment was honestly, it's one of the reasons why this is so important to me. Why this is one of my favorite days of the year. Because that explanation of anger and being alone and self beating yourself up, just having so much self blame and self loathing. I'd love to be able to talk about everything else. I'd love to be able to talk about how we came together this year and we eradicated suicide. We don't have to worry about it no more because everybody lives in a perfect purple clouded world. I would love nothing more. But the truth is, until then, those those of us who have never taken that step towards suicide, we need to hear that because he's not alone. He's nowhere near alone. And it is just a sad fact that, you know what? Unless we get together and do something, there are going to be more people who are going to feel that way. And there's no need for, look, that was scary to hear. Your life is too valuable to not just you, but everyone around you. I feel like I can pretty safely say that even one of the other thoughts he had in his head is, what the hell am I doing to my kid? Like he said, look what you've done. That was an amazingly shocking segment because it was real. I mean, everything that we've done pretty much is real. Every conversation we've had is real. Every conversation we're going to have is real. But as I said first thing this morning, I've I've heard stories that make me laugh until I fall off my chair. My poor floor when I land my fat ass on the chair or on the floor. It's so sad. You can hear it creak. And it doesn't help that I live in a home that's was built in 1907. This poor floor just really can't take that too much. But hearing the stories that just make you laugh and celebrate is followed by stories like that one that just make you understand how severe the situation is. With me for the next couple hours are some really, really good friends, and I want to welcome back first a guy that you've seen today. I still cannot believe I'm friends with this guy. It doesn't. As a child, he's always been the friend that you wanted. You wanted to have him on speed dial. Not that we had phones or anything, and speed dial really was. Speed dial meant that you can the phone really, really fast, and there was no speed to that. But I want to welcome back Santa Claus. How you doing, Santa? Oh, you're on mute.
I'm on.
Ah, and I just muted you again. I tried to send you a message to unmute and I muted you.
Yeah, well, thanks. I know you wanted to hear me say a story, but then you wanted to go, no, we'll do it at a later time.
Yeah. This is great. I just get done telling everybody that I've got Santa Claus as a friend, and now I'm shutting him up.
There you go. That episode with Thomas was amazing. I listened to that whole thing, Zach, and you guys teased one another and you dug deep and you brought to the forefront a lot of the reason why you're doing this today. And it was a very good episode. Well done, young man. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Also joining us for this next section of segments, and I'm not going to unmute you. You can do it yourself, Mrs. Sue. Susan Roscoff, how you doing, sweetie?
I am doing great and so glad to be here.
See, I didn't mute you.
Hello,
So,
Sue. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you, Santa.
and then of course, where Sue goes, you got to deal with this guy too. Her hubby, Kurt. How's it going? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, look at this. He comes on voguing. That
Well, he doesn't get out very often, and he has to,
yeah, if I was Sue, I'd keep him in the closet more. But
well, we're going into the closet. That's a whole different, topic, Zach.
uh, so um I don't know and thank you so much for that, Santa, because that really was a tough one to get through. That really
It
was tough.
was.
And it
I could see the emotion on both your faces really stretching.
yeah, yeah, it brings to light, in which, Sue, I'm going to ask you this first because you are here representing another one of our mission partners that deals with these issues in a very, very unique way with Project Die Hard. This is an everyday thing for places like Project Die Hard.
It really is. And to the point that I am helping because it blows me away that this is such an issue. It shouldn't be, but it is. It has been for a long time. It's not getting any better. And unless we do something different and do what we should be doing to provide hope for our veterans, it's just going to continue as it has been. And we got to turn it around.
Kurt, how much of this has to do with we've just become irresponsibly hatred towards each other everywhere? We really have. We've become a society of, we're no longer happy with our neighbors. We're no longer friendly with our neighbors. We're pissed because our neighbors voted for the other idiot.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, Zach, and for this program, healthy heroes. I'll say this is where the heroes are coming through for us, yet again, because the nature of human beings is that we have this tremendous capacity to focus on something and put our attention to something, and we can go down a rabbit hole. So, you know, I'm with a group that we get into Napoleon Hill's writings and the mastermind concept. And right in the book, it says you can mastermind for good and you can mastermind for not good at all. And so you're talking about that not good at all, place that society can mastermind. What this event to me, Zach, is about is to take our heroes, our veterans, our teachers, our first responders, our law enforcement, and to give people all around everywhere a chance to focus on what the human capacity can provide. So when you look at this issue, I have great optimism that through what you and Thomas were talking about, everything all day today, everything since you and I have met, that there's so much to track with. We can put this down the road so deeply and canvas our nation and canvas around the world in a way like the world has never seen before and give human beings a hope that we have never seen before. So I propose, and I've experienced this in the sport of water skiing. Sue and I got to a day 10 years ago where we were denied the opportunity to take a community member skiing that would be using our sit ski. And we rallied the next morning. We mustered ourselves the next morning as a family. We devoted ourselves to say that ought never happen again, that somebody has a chance to ski and a couple people get in the way of that darn thing. And we more than sextupled the access to the sport of water skiing with the Wisconsin Water Ski Federation. And the life lesson it taught me is that people have a lot of good in them. If you do outreach and inreach and you really, because that's what I did. I went around and I talked to my water skiers and I said, this is what Sue and I are thinking. What about you? I'm like, let's write a story. What does this story look like to you? And that's what we did. We had 5 of us that grew to 12, that grew to 20. And those 20 people told me we had to do a train the trainer. We had a 2-day event with 80 people. The 80 of us went to our own home bases around the state of Wisconsin, Rockford, Illinois, and the thing blew up to thousands that the Wisconsin Water Ski Federation serves, 33 home bases for the different clubs and organizations. To me, this is what I want to do in the veteran community. I want to turn on for hundreds of millions of people in the United States of America and wherever this will radiate around the world. You know, I'm U.S. chair of the Impactful Veterans Network for Spirit of the Game, a global organization. And we're talking to people over in the Philippines and stuff like that for Project iHeart out of, Paducah, Kentucky and McCann, Illinois. Zach, you are keeping us on the right track, and Community Pay It Forward and all the support is all the people you brought to the show. The universe is bringing us the team. I mean, Santa, the most marketable character on the planet. I mean, come on, game over, folks. We're in a new day. It's right here, right now.
That's it. We win. We got Santa. That's
Exactly.
we win. Santa, what do we need to do to really wake up and realize that, you know what, we don't need to live like this? I've said this many times, and especially over the last 3 weeks, how my uncle Barry, who just passed, he and I couldn't have been further on that political scale. We could not have been further if we tried. Okay, I mean, there was no similarities anywhere near there. But he and I never once argued about it, not once. He knew how I felt, I knew how he felt. We would hug each other, say, I love you, and we would part knowing that there is so much more than something as stupid as politics. What do we need to do to make other people realize, you know what? If you want to be dumb, that's fine. Go over there, sit in the corner, pick your nose, be dumb. But leave the rest of us alone that actually want to care. What do we need to do to make this happen?
Yeah, Zach, the last decade I've been going around, and I started speaking to this 20 years ago already. That other people in the world taught me about how people work and how communities work, and so it gives me a 6-point checklist. First and foremost is, like whether it's faith life or there's something in all of our lives that we reach to regenerate, whether it's being a druid or, a tree hugger or, doing Reiki or, whatever it is. Everybody's got the thing that helps us get this energy, and we all have a source and a purpose that drives us and can move through us if we allow it. And then service, your whole organization, Community Pay It Forward, and what we're all doing together. We're being of service. Everybody on the planet wants to be in this space. And to do it, it opens up the educational space. This is edutainment. You're educating while you're entertaining. And so you're talking about politics, which is in this government philosophy ideology space, which is a little fickle. And we're looking at what we're doing as citizens together. And you make a good point. We can go for driving unity for our citizens and transcend this political barrier. Let's demolish this barrier. And we're going to do it through our veterans. We're going to do it through our law enforcement. We're going to do it through our teachers. We're going to do it through our first responders. And, keep adding in all the heroes. The heroes are going to lead us through this. And we're going to do it with the business community. Everybody gets Santa approved.
Here you go, Santa. Santa, check out this message. If Santa says we need to take care of our veterans, you best believe we need to take care of our veterans.
There we go.
That
Let's
is
So
Santa
absolutely
Claus. There
correct,
we go.
Jeremy. Absolutely. Yep.
again, we win. We've got Santa. Done.
Well, the reality of it is we shouldn't have to get Santa involved. This should be an automatic, let's look after them. They did not, and I say this all the time on whoever I'm talking to, they did not hesitate, you did not hesitate to sign on the dotted line. Why do they have to come back and be treated like second rate citizens? Not acceptable. We need to change the status quo on the way they are treated, the way they're looked after, the way they're dealt with, if we can put it in that kind of terminology, that yes, there has to be standards, there has to be protocol, but there shouldn't have to be 5, 10, 15 years of waiting on a waiting list to get approved when you got no arm that says, well, you're not disability, you're not disabled. Like, I mean, let's crack open the skulls, let's open up the reality, and, let's give the veterans what they deserve.
Hello, Tom. Welcome to the show. I would like to say it again, and real quick, you can see the QR code up in the corner for Project Die Hard. Project Die Hard is another one of the wonderful, wonderful mission partners of the Community Pay It Forward family. What that means is very simple. Three easy words. Three easy words: shop, click, and pick. And I almost used the wrong finger first. I don't know who else almost caught that, but I damn near used the wrong finger first. So that would have almost been I muted Santa Claus and flipped everybody off in the same segment. I think
Hey,
someone needs a nap.
it's not that you've been doing this for, 3 or 4 hours either.
I definitely think someone needs a nap, but shop, click, and pick. Okay, you shop with any of our partners, and this list is continuing to grow. All right, these are people who are simply going to give Community Pay It Forward, my company, a referral award. You make a purchase from them, they give us $10, and then what we do is we give up 70 $7.50 of that $10 to organizations like Project Die Hard, because they are out there to improve things. They're out there because things need to be improved. They're out there because this has to be there. It needs to be there, and it needs to be there now. It needed to be there a long time ago, but things are things, right? That's just the way it is. But this is one way that you can really support organizations like Project Die Hard. We need the right people in the right place to take care of those who need help. You're right, Thomas. You're right.
Yep.
And then again, this is one of the programs that he'll be bringing together in March to change the way things are done. That's great to hear. That's right. Thomas is part of the Kurt crew, isn't he?
Hmm. Yeah, he was
So
with us not that long ago. On every Monday night, we do Project Die Hard Mission Monday update. We have a podcast every Monday to keep everybody in tune with what's happening on Project Die Hard, and we love to feature someone or something in the process. And Thomas was kind enough to join us recently, and love him. You are amazing, and which you obviously know after having him on with you here in that last segment. You guys are the conversation was outstanding.
yeah, well, like I said, it was just a conversation that needed to happen, and it's a conversation that it's hard to have. That's a conversation that was really hard to have. I want to ask you guys the question, and Sue, we're going to start with you. I'm going to ask you the question first that I asked Tom. And what do we need to do without forgetting, without sugarcoating, without hiding the fact that we've got homeless vets, that we've got starving vets, that we've got vets in pain? What do we need to do to start pumping up some of the good things that are going on. Some of these vets that are getting through school and changing the world in a positive way. Because by God, there are a lot of them out there. But you don't hear the noise over all the negativity. But we need, I think, pie in the sky, maybe. But if we blow that horn and we start telling people about them, is that going to help, Sue?
Absolutely will help. We need to keep hearing the good news. There was a time, oh gosh, I'd say over a decade ago, that I actually stopped listening to talk radio because I could not take it anymore. It was all negative, it was all the bad things, and it was bringing me down. It was too much. So I stopped. I started listening to good things, and that changes your mindset. We need to do more of that. We need to do more of showcasing where the success is happening. The whole idea, like with Project Die Hard, providing hope to veterans, that is something. If you can see the good, it's easier to understand that, okay, the good is there. I might only be feeling the bad right now, but it's out there. You got to be able to see it and showcase that so that people have something to glom onto. That's like having Santa around. Santa always makes you feel good, right? And having that, it's a great thing. It might seem real simple on the surface, but for real, every time I see Santa, it makes me smile. I love it when Santa Papa John is in anything around where I am. It's just a great thing. And that is something with all the things Project Die Hard does. They are an organization that is going after making a difference. The problem is too big. Suicide is real, and one is too many. So having a place where we can have them come, we're working to create that. And that first location in McCanda, Illinois is it's getting there. We have a location, we have the property, we have a building. We need to finish remodeling that so that we can continue to make that difference and start the next phase of where we're going. Because yeah, that having that positive outlook, having the good things right there in front of us, we need that. We need to showcase that.
We have, look at this. I invited him back.
Holy.
We're talking about him. I invited him back. Thomas, welcome back to the show. Thank you very much for joining us again. I'm glad that you got my subtle hint of me just throwing a link at you going, yeah,
Yep, I saw
hello.
it,
So,
but I couldn't
I'm,
walk away from the screen because you had three of the most wonderful people that I know on your podcast. How can I walk away? You got Kurt sitting there with he's actually dressed like his wife in the right shirt for a change. It's not a Hawaiian shirt looking all fancy and fun. And his beautiful wife Susan, who had me on their Monday show, and you got Santa sitting there. Who doesn't want to be on the same screen as Santa?
right.
Whenever possible. I mean,
Yeah,
come
like I
on.
said, I
You
mean,
got three amazing people sitting here. Thank you so much for just sending me that random text so I could, join you. I,
Well,
I
we only talked
don't know
about
how to
you for the
follow
first
orders,
10
sir.
minutes and you weren't getting the hint, buddy. It's like, do we have to write it out in telepathy or what and say, hey, buddy, you did an awesome job. You had an
Thank you.
awesome sense of, you guys were really clicking there, Thomas, and
I appreciate it.
it was an amazing session. And hopefully, you did the old proverbial, I'll take Kurt's word, knock on wood, that, maybe you hit the nail on the head for a few people, and maybe you're going to open up some eyeballs and some earballs to listen to what you were actually saying and saying, there is a way to get out of this slowly and steadily, but we have to all be part of the picture.
Roger that, Santa.
yeah.
Yep, I appreciate it. And one of the key things that you're seeing in this segment is Project Die Hard. They are a key component to what can be done, what they're creating, and what they have going on, and where they're speaking about with their fobs. That is amazing. It's an amazing program, an amazing ability to be able to bring people together, walking through their faith, realizing where they need to be, doing the things that need to be done, and they're out there, boots on ground, making a difference. That's what
Yep.
matters.
We're also being joined I want to bring him on in here before we continue. We're also being joined by Jeffries. I welcome you to the show. It's great to meet you. I know that you are very familiar with everyone else on the screen. It is wonderful to meet you. Please tell us a little bit about what you've got going on.
Awesome. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate the coming on here. I
Thank you for
appreciate.
joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. You guys have been incredible. I managed to kind of catch some of it here and there throughout the day, so it's pretty cool to see what you guys are doing. Um, we're doing a couple things here. First of all, we're filming a reality TV show here this summer. It's actually called Our Kids. It's about raising money and awareness for local children's charities. That's the objective. So if you look at, we're starting that this summer, and then next year. So that's going to go for 4 years. We're going to capture every single state, and we're going to capture a charity in every single state. And then the next year after that, we're doing Our Vets, which would be the exact same thing. It's about raising money and awareness for local veteran charities. And we look back. The reason why we created these shows are because of the fact that we recognize that, look, the government's not here to help us. We know that corporations, banks, the big guys are not here to help us. The reality is, if we want to help, we have to help ourselves. And by growing a large network of people and growing an army of people is what we're kind of aiming to do. And the reality is, there's a lot of problems. And once again, too, we're starting off with our kids. The simple reason is because of the fact that, look, our generations in the future need fixing. We gotta go back. It wasn't like when we were kids growing up. We had a very safe environment. We just were kind of sheltered, and we didn't have to deal with all this garbage. Social media, of course, is a major problem to all that. But the reality is that once again, there's no one out there to help us. And there's a lot of kids that need help. And there's a lot of great organizations right now in every single state that are doing things to help kids in a variety of different matters. And that's what our objective is, to basically just kind of show the awareness part. Tell America, look, guys, this is what the problem is. And maybe you didn't know this, or maybe we didn't want to know it, but here's what the problems are. And more importantly, here's how we can get involved. And that's the key thing. And we're starting with our kids. And then, like I said, and that's going to run for 4 years. We're going to hit every single state. And then we're going to actually go to the veteran side of things. Because once again, too, we all know that our veterans are not taken care of. They were sold a bill of goods that when you sign up and protect our country, this is what we're going to do for you. And when then they're out, they're out. And there's a lot of great organizations out there in every single state that are there to help us and to help not help us, but help the people that are out serving our country when they're all said and done. And governments are not doing it for us. So let's take care of it and do it ourselves. But once again, if the awareness is there, then it's a different story. We know what the problem is, and we know we can help. And maybe sometimes it's not just money. Maybe it's the volunteer aspect. Maybe there's a different components of it, but we don't know what the problem is until we're told what the problem is. And that's the purpose of the shows we're doing here. So
Yeah, and see, to me, I think that's one of the funniest things about this is it's not. Look, this isn't a problem that's hidden anywhere. It's not like this is something that's locked away in a safe and only a few people know about it. And not only that, it's pretty apparent on what needs to get done. And Jeff, you're right. And one of the reasons why we say no one needs to go it alone when we all come together is because you're right. The government's not going to come running saving our asses. They're not going to do it.
yeah,
Without this thing that fits in their pockets being lathered first, they don't, it's not a problem. If if it doesn't fatten their wallet, it's not a problem. Okay.
yeah,
And Santa, get the call ready because I'm going to say something. So get the call ready. One of the things I like to, one of the things that I love about what you're doing, Jeff, is I have a statement that I love to say, and it's I love my kids. Yours, not so much, but every kid
yeah,
deserves a chance
yeah,
because
exactly.
every kid is going to fail unless we give them a chance.
Yeah,
We hear oh so often how, oh, these kids today, they don't know how to work. What the hell
But
were people saying when we were younger? The
yeah,
exact same thing until
but Zach,
we asked them to help.
yeah,
but Zach, it comes down to that famous C word, communication. And
Yeah.
Yes.
there
Yeah.
seems to be a lot of deaf ears and a lot of flapping mouths that nobody's saying the right thing. And more importantly, nobody's listening. So how do we change that narrative? One person, unfortunately, it could come down to one person at a time. But with what Jeff is doing and Thomas is doing, and of course Kurt and Sue, we can maybe change that to maybe 5 a day, but still that's a lot of brain cells that we have to change so that they understand that there is a bigger story out there that maybe they don't want to understand, maybe they don't care about, and maybe they don't really want to know. But the fact is, they need to know, they need to understand.
I don't know if it's just me, but maybe I don't. I heard you introduce Jeff, but what is it that you're doing, Jeff, and bringing to the light about the kids?
We're an independent TV production company, and we're basically producing reality TV shows
There we go.
and that have a community based concept. Like we want to serve our
Awesome.
community. It's not about creating the next Jersey Shore or the next
Right.
whatever. That's that we don't need that type of stuff. We
Right.
need community. We need communication. We need education, and more importantly, we need to bring our people together.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, so we're starting off with our kids because that's once again an immediate need. So let me back up. They're all immediate needs. They absolutely are. But by starting off with the our kids component is, look, everybody can say, well, oh yeah, maybe I don't have kids, and maybe it's like, well, I don't care, I don't have kids. Well, you do, because at the end of the day, you're an uncle and aunt, or you have friends that have kids. Everybody in our life has got kids, and even if you are unfortunately are not blessed to have kids in your lives, here's what's going to happen: is you walk outside and you find your car stolen. There's a chance that it was stolen by a kid. Okay, and that kid could have been in a better situation, because once again, there's charities and organizations out there that help our kids, that do things for them, get them off the streets, get them off drugs, get them out of gangs, help them with to not be trafficked, all kinds of stuff that's going on right now. And that's what these charities do. But they lack the resources financially, and they lack the resources of us as a community. And that's the whole thing. It's about knowledge and knowing what the problems are. So anybody who ever comes out and says that, hey, that doesn't affect me, I don't have kids, it does affect you, because these kids are also going to be our future generations, taking care of us as we get older as well too. So we got to dig down deep, figure out what we got to do, help them out. And it's all about exactly what Santa Claus said. It was communication, it's education. And you know what? And sometimes it's not a lot of money as well too. Some of these organizations, there's a great organization in Las Vegas that I talked to. And so what they do is, they're part of all the kids are part of the food program for breakfast and lunch. They get taken care of through the school system. But Friday lunchtime till Monday morning is one of the last meals they have, because they're going home to either it's delinquent families or parents, or maybe they just can't afford it. Whatever the situation is, those kids are going hungry. So what they're doing is they're serving kids literally, and they're bringing a bag of food to them at lunchtime, or at least 1 o'clock on Friday. And that's enough substance to keep them alive till Monday.
Right. Right.
Can you
No, that's
imagine
great.
that happens in America? Like, think about that.
Yeah.
But once again, the problem is they're only able to service 15 to 20% of the kids, and they've been around for a very long time. And I asked the director at the time, I said, just out of curiosity, how much is it? He says $20 to feed a kid for a month. I'm like, it's $5 a week, and you can't find people. He goes, we don't have the network, we don't have the people, we don't have the education there. And so imagine now we tell America that, okay, I can't remember exactly what the number is now, but let's say there's 20,000 kids that are going home hungry on the weekends. We need 20,000 people in all of America can come up with $20 a month. That's skipping our Starbucks or whatever you're doing, your fancy coffees for a couple times, or skipping one meal, like for like a fast food restaurant or something like that. That's $20. And we can feed our kids in one community. And that's what it's about, is just going down. And it doesn't matter what the situation is. There are organizations that are always needing help. And so what we're doing is every single week, we're going to a different state. We're going to identify local children's charity. We're going to basically, as a group, and I won't tell the whole strategy behind it, but there's a group of people we've got social influencers attached. We've got celebrities attached, and we're coming together and we're finding what that charity needs. We do an immediate fundraising opportunity right there and then that week to help them raise immediate capital. And then, of course, what happens on the show, we show the show. And then on top of that, we have a call to action there. It's like, look, if you guys want to help support this charity, this is how you help them out. It's either financial, or it's maybe down the road, it might be somebody clothes. It's like, here's where you can send your clothes to. Here's where you can send your whatever it might do, or just volunteer. But
No, great information. I'm just glad that's why I asked, because I wanted to to hear exactly what it was to know it. I mean, Zach does an amazing job in taking care of all of us and getting our words out there. But as I was coming on and you were being introduced, I might have been in between them explaining exactly what it was that you did. So I wanted to get
Yeah.
that out there. I can see Kurt wants to say something.
Gee, Kurt always. Oh, never mind. Hey, Kurt.
Right. Yeah, you guys are talking about how to get it out there. You already acknowledged that well, Santa threw us all in a pot and said we're all coming together to get this out there. And this has been my passion of the decade is, at this point, 20 years, running in nonprofit space and on these community issues and looking at collective impact. I've always felt we've needed a clearinghouse, for all the do-gooders, all the good news networks, and we find a lot out there. I mean, there are a lot of people out and around, trying to really flood this space. So we just got to keep riding this wave and keep taking it to its fullest and most complete conclusion. I mean, so we're talking the television industry, there's the film industry. We're working also with Bravehearts TV out of Chicago. With Project Die Hard, we have the Disability Channel is partnered with us. So so my hope is that we reshape the whole media industry in its entirety. And Zach, Pack Channel and community impact and all the programs you're developing. To me, this is the
But
future. We're riding the wave
wait,
of the future right here.
are you on the proverbial edge of the cliff looking at the bigger picture going, is it actually a food problem for these starving children? Or is it an education problem for the parents to say, hey, maybe don't drop that last 25 bucks into that slot machine or that pack of cigarettes. How about feeding your children for the weekend?
Yeah.
Is that society education problem
Yeah.
that needs to be addressed? And
Yeah.
that is part of the bigger picture.
100%. It's actually it's all of that because and that's one thing. Like our whole thing always is about raising awareness and money, right? The money helps, but it's the awareness part. If we just kind of start ingraining in people's brains that hey, here's a problem, here's a problem, here's a problem, and here's how to fix that problem. It's once again the educational piece, and it's not just that as maybe as a parent realizing, man, I did. Maybe it's that we're hoping to create the show that creates that conversation with also families. Where I'm blessed. I've got a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old, and I'm blessed. I think I've got a very good open relationship with them. We can talk about things that I'm in tune with when they're not. Excuse me, when they're not doing well, and we can talk about what those needs are. And I don't think that most parents have that ability with their kids. And once again, a lot of it is social media and it's the culture we have around us. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe the show, maybe that's what that one TV show that brings families into the living room together to watch together to maybe create that conversation.
I hope also while you're doing that kids community and you're focusing on the kids, because you said your next segment's going to go into veterans. I hope you get into some of the veteran communities with the kids, because there's a
Absolutely.
lot of veteran communities that have the lower end
Yeah.
echelon. Because being from an E5 down to an E1, we literally qualify for welfare,
Mm.
SNAP, all
Yeah.
of those programs, and we're sitting on a base that is supposed to be taking care of us, and we still qualify for all these programs. So
Yeah.
getting out there, finding and locating, those children in that area, you can get to some of that as well before you get to the veteran side, doing it for the kids and just
Yeah.
getting out there and letting them know that we have that as well. It's not just in the low income areas.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you said that actually, because one of the charities we're working or trying to work with right now, we actually just started the communication process with them. Hopefully, have a Zoom with them this week. But it's our military kids, and they're out of Virginia, and that's exactly what it is. It's focusing on the kids of military families.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is every one of every single episode we want to cover off a different issue, and a lot of times it's an issue that is not just that area. It's not just that state that has an issue. They all have that issue.
Right.
And so but it's just bringing to light those organizations. And once again, that's the educational piece is very important. And what also we're trying to do as well too is wake up America enough that, okay, so maybe you're sitting in Fargo, North Dakota, and you didn't realize that, oh, there's kids going home hungry on the weekends because the school system. We're also going, wait a second here. Maybe is that a problem here at home? If it is, here's the organization in Las Vegas. Contact them. They're going to give you the blueprint on doing what they're doing in your state or in your city or in your town. And that's what it's also about. It's just there's so much awareness part, there's so much educational part, and that's the purpose of the show is just to get people to literally just shake it loose and go, let's get involved. That's the big thing about it. So very
Oh,
cool.
that's
I
great.
was just waving hi to Bridget.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Good. Hey, let me let me ask you this, Jeff. And this is one of the questions I love to ask nonprofits because we all know money's king. Okay. You've already said the $20 a month. All right. Which is astonishing. It's that low.
Yep.
And it seems like it would be an easier fix than it is. But what else can we do to further this along? What else is needed? Like if there are people out there who, you know what? Hey, let's it's astonishing low, but let's be honest right now, $20 a month to some families is,
Yep.
you know,
Can
Yeah.
make a difference.
yeah.
Do you know what's powerful is, when you look at America, the amount of open communication we have is astronomical. Everyone's got podcasts. Look what we're on today. Okay. We're not
Yep.
owned by a network, right? Everybody's got a voice on social media. Everybody's got a voice. And
Mhm.
that's what it is. It's the education part, giving everybody a voice. So even if you've got 100 people on Facebook, great. Get behind that local community and just tell people there's a problem. So you're absolutely right. To a lot of people, $20 is a lot of money. But can you at least just drop it on social media and say, hey guys, here's a great organization here. They're looking for $20 a month from you, to help feeding your kids in our community. Maybe that's what it is. It's once again, that's the awareness part. It's always raising money and awareness. Awareness, I can't emphasize, is I would say almost more important than money, because the way we do things as a TV show as well too. Now we're a so-called for-profit venture as a studio, but money's the byproduct of our service. That's what it is. So if everyone else can be out there for a service, money we make on our side is the byproduct of what we're doing as a community. And if everyone had that concept, instead of saying, what's in it for me? How do I make money at this? It's not about that. It's okay. What can I do to help somebody else? And if you happen to get monetized afterwards, great. And the best part about it is, as a TV studio, we want to be monetized. We want to make money because that's going to allow us to put it to the next projects, which is going to
Right.
be the art nets, which is going to
Right.
be, we've got so many different shows out there that are based around real people. We're not taking celebrities. We're not trying to, show what the next celebrity is doing in their, their family vacation, whatever the case might be. It's about the real people. And that's why we also utilize social influencers, is because they're real people. They have a real
Yeah.
following of real people. So the awareness part is so powerful. And that's what it is, just getting awareness out there.
The
So then,
awareness that you're talking about is great because Susan and Kurt do the same thing in their program. What they do for Project Die Hard, like you see up in the corner, don't forget that QR code's there. But getting the awareness that they take to the information highways that you're talking about, because Kurt is all over social media, networking, doing things, talking about Project Die Hard, getting out there. Susan's putting out the podcast, doing those things, getting those things done. That's the important side of where they're getting their awareness out, because this project literally does so much for the veterans on every level and every aspect, from the individual to the family to getting them where they need to be, the transition, getting them moving forward. So, the way that you're talking about doing this and interviewing and getting the kids out there, when you get into the veteran side, I hope you come back to and double tap on Zach and get involved in these organizations that he's talking about. Sounds phenomenal.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And
and see, Jeff, the one thing that I do, I agree with you because we're also a for-profit company. Community Pay It Forward is a for-profit company. I
yeah,
do that because you know what? I can support more organizations being a for-profit company than I
100%.
can as a nonprofit.
Yeah,
They cannot tell me, no, you cannot support Project Die Hard and Chris P's Pig Rescue.
Right.
yeah, yeah,
They can't tell me that because, oh, yes, I can. Yeah, I can. That's the way rules are set up.
yeah.
But we tell people, I love to give this example, okay? I've got one thing on my bucket list. I'm kind of a boring guy with this, all right? I No, you got don't. one You thing got on at my least bucket 3 or list. 4. And and my bucket list is very simply, I want to take my kids, my grandkids, and I'd love to go on the European castle tour.
There you go.
Okay. And if I'm doing that by giving away 75% of everything that comes in, imagine how many people we have
Yeah,
helped.
of course.
That's right.
And it's really quite that simple. It's not about, oh, imagine how much money we've had to make. No, how many people we have helped.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. No, it's but once again too, that's where it goes about the awareness part. It's about creating, and I always say it's creating the army of people. We all have, here's the thing is, kids, we all have kids in our lives.
Yes.
Veterans, we all have veterans in our lives. And whether you don't realize, maybe you don't even know somebody, the reality is you are where you are because of what the veterans have done for our country,
Yeah.
right? So that's the key. So anyone can say, oh, what have they done for me? Well, look where you live. You look at the things you have. You wouldn't
Look
have
at
these types
the
of things,
freedom
right?
you're enjoying.
That's
Hundred
right,
percent.
Sammy. That's right,
And that's
Sammy.
where the awareness part goes again. It's just, the awareness part is, and part of, and once again, one of the cool thing about the show is as well too, is that we get to talk to veterans of what it means to them for them to serving. More importantly, what does it mean? What happened to them when they came back home? What kind of treatment did they get? And more importantly, it's just, the why. Why did you do this? And you'll start hearing about their stories. And it's like, I've talked to a few people. I've got a really good friend of mine who served for 20 years in Las Vegas. And he actually doesn't want to talk about all the stories because some things are just really too tough to talk about. And that's something we should be talking about, So that's the whole thing. It's just about communicate, getting awareness out there, getting people involved, and just having the discussion, because we can't rely on the media to do this for us because there's an agenda somewhere else there. Our agenda is one thing: build a network, build a massive army of people, and we take care of our own.
Network is absolutely what Kurt does constantly all the time. It's what I do constantly all the time. It's what Santa's doing all the time, is building the networks, getting out there. It's what Veteran Biz Connect is all about. So you talking about, network is exactly right in my wheelhouse. You sparked me and got me to, jump in here and talk about it. I hope it's something that we can do. Networking, Jeffrey, that we can talk about after this.
Yeah.
I'd love to get connected with you and talk about where you're going and who you need to get connected with and all that in the veteran world, because it's all I do. It's everything I do. It's where I love to be. Zach knows it. Kurt knows it.
Yep.
Santa knows it. It's where I live, dedicate, and provide all of my time,
Amazing.
along those lines.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
absolutely.
just like to bring up the point that, it's not one side or the other that's got this right or got this wrong. It's not one side or the other that's got
Yeah.
an agenda.
Yeah.
Neither side, as we've said earlier, neither side is going to come running to our aid.
Yeah.
We need to work together. We need to make sure,
Yeah.
as a collective, as a community, if you will, we need to make sure that we're taking care of each other.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
know, look, we know that, Sue, you care about so many different things. You work with with so many young people in your day job, right? I mean, you get to see some of the people that get forgotten every once in a while and get written off.
Yeah.
What do these kids say when they how is their attitude when they feel like they're just there's nobody there for them?
Boy, that it's tough when you have kids who are trying to figure things out. I work at a university full time, and it's actually that's one of the most rewarding things for me to see where they start, where they finish, and it's it's a choice to go to college. It's a choice to go into the military. They are starting from somewhere, and everybody has their own struggles. And I think that's one thing that often is missed and forgotten, that we don't know what somebody else's path has been. We don't know what they've been through. We can't assume that just because
Right.
maybe they come from a well-off family doesn't mean they've had the easiest ride along the way here. There is no way for me to know what their path has been, and that's where I want to be in that position where I can help people see things in a different way and to see things they haven't noticed themselves, because that's where a difference can be made. I'm not going to live long enough to learn everything all on my own. I'm not going to, I can get hints from each of you. And that's where this happening and this being a piece that we can share out there, people can learn quickly from a lot of different aspects. And I think that's super important that we're able to give that.
You know, one of the things that you said that I think is really important is you're right. We don't. It doesn't matter if it's a kid that comes from privilege and had everything that they were growing up and didn't want for nothing, or if it's a kid who could, mom or dad wasn't around. Maybe mom had to work 3 jobs because she was a single mom. You can't tell which one's going to be a screw up, but they're both going to be a screw up if we don't give them a chance.
That's right.
Yep.
They're both going to have that emotional issue. They're both going to have that emotional trauma if we don't step up and do something for the kids today. And we keep talking about, like I said earlier, this is really a point when, you know what, it's our generation's turn to step up and stop telling these kids that, you know what, you're useless pieces. You don't work hard. You don't do it. No, that's not the truth. The truth is this: they found a easier way to work. It's called AI. Okay. They've come up with other things that, you know what? It wasn't around when we were younger. Okay. Let's be honest. There's not a single person on this call right now that when we were a kid, we wouldn't have tried to use AI in school. We would have done everything we could do. We would have been AI in the hell out of some of those things.
Well, for
So,
Kurt, he had to get over the rocks and the stones.
yeah,
Every,
yeah. Kurt,
every single one of my book reports would have been done by AI.
oh,
Yeah.
you better believe it. You know what, though, Thomas? I probably would have screwed up and still turned in. I would have asked it to read the wrong damn book. So,
How do you use AI? In Kurt's case, where you have to chisel the stone to write the page.
Oh man. Yeah.
Kurt's excuse would have been the Brontosaurus ate my homework.
Yeah. Right. I love
So,
how Santa's calling you older.
Yeah,
I love
right.
it.
Right.
that
This
is.
time.
Our
He's
form of
got
AI.
wide shoulders, Thomas. Thomas, we got to gang up on him. He hasn't introduced us to Jeffrey before. So, I mean, that sounds like Jeffrey for both of us could be a good connection that we need
Yeah.
to spend a little bit of time with Jeff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Santa's trying to avoid picking on anybody else, so he picks on Kurt. You know, um,
Look, the
Can't do
truth
that
is,
because
is
he's
that
ready to fall asleep.
yeah, the truth is, Kurt's a great guy. Okay, he is. He's a
absolutely.
great guy. He's just so damn easy to pick on.
I'm like a tree, I'm like a fruit tree. Keep picking.
Keep picking.
So,
Great stuff.
Oh, I could say something, but I think
Yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah. Not that it's not that kind of podcast, Santa.
I don't know. The way things are going. Maybe in an hour or two, but right now we're going to try to keep
Yeah,
it friendly.
absolutely.
Hey guys, we need to take like a real quick 5-minute break. I don't know, nature and that whole thing. So I've got a video here on a couple of the ways that people are finding help in a couple of the different procedures that are out there.
Okay.
What's right for you is not right for me. We need to understand that. There are so many different things out there. People are doing some amazing things. Some of them, you know what? I wouldn't do. No, there's no joke. Okay. I wouldn't do it. But people are finding relief and hope and a lot of things out there. And we're asking you on this show, this whole program is simply asking you, what do you got? What do you do? And how can you help us create and forward the mission for Healthy Heroes? We'll be back in about 5 minutes. With a mission for Healthy Heroes, our goal is to talk alternatives, talk personal preference, talk about success. What works for you isn't always going to work for others. We ask you to join us if any of these sound familiar. Do you run activity programs? Activities like art therapy, music therapy, animal assisted therapy, outdoor adventure programs, Sports and fitness programs, gardening, and horticulture programs. These programs have been proven to reduce stress and anxiety, boost mood and increase serotonin levels, improve social skills, and reduce feelings of isolation while enhancing self esteem and creativity. They also provide a healthy outlet for emotional expression. What about a structured or heavily regimented program? These programs are designed to provide clear framework and routines that help individuals develop skills and stability in their mental health journey. Cognitive behavioral therapy, residential treatment programs, support groups with scheduled meetings, vocational training, and rehabilitation programs, or day treatment programs with partial hospitalization programs. Encourage accountability and regular participation. Help individuals establish daily routines for stability. They provide peer support and they reduce isolation. They also build life skills for long term recovery while focusing on measurable progress. This next one comes with its fair share of controversy. Safe, controlled psychedelic treatments. These treatments use psychedelic substances in a controlled environment under medical supervision to address mental health challenges. Psilocybin therapy, MDMA, ketamine therapy, LSD microdosing programs, in therapeutic or ceremonial settings. The benefits are vast, including allowing patients to process deep seated trauma. It improves emotional insight and understanding. It reduces symptoms of anxiety, depression, and PTSD. And it also promotes feelings of connection and empathy while catalyzing long lasting behavior and emotional change. Our final example for this video is mindfulness retreat programs. Mindfulness retreat focus on deep relaxation, meditation, and self-awareness, often in serene and natural settings. Silent meditation retreats, mindful movement retreats, nature-based mindfulness retreats, healing wellness retreats, and mindfulness for trauma programs. They enhance self-awareness and emotional regulation. They reduce stress and improve focus. They boost resilience against depression and anxiety, promote physical relaxation and mental clarity, and encourage spiritual growth and inner peace. Is there something missing from this list? Tell us about your program and all the good that you're doing, working to support our heroes and their battles with mental health difficulties. If you scan the QR code below, it allows us to discuss how working together will help so many. Please join us on February 22nd for Mission for Healthy Heroes. Healthier tomorrows for our heroes today. You know, Thomas, one of the he just got up and ran away.
Closing the door, not running away from you. Just
Okay. Thomas, one of the things that I talked about in that video that I would really like to ask you about is, and you mentioned this in our one-on-one conversation, and please, if anybody's got questions for anyone, we lost our Santa Claus, but if anybody has any questions for anyone, please feel free to ask. When I was doing this study, there was talk about ketamine treatments.
Mhm.
That's something that you were treated, they were giving you. Do you do you see that as a possibility for good for others, or and it just wasn't right for you? Am I off on that? Because I really do think that, you know what, like I said earlier, it it's not for me. If it worked for you, you be you.
Zach, I'm going to be 1,000% transparent and honest with you. Every single thing that didn't work for me doesn't mean it doesn't work for my neighbor.
Yep.
Everything that did work for me doesn't mean that Kurt isn't going to have adverse reactions to it. It's just different makeups for different people. So if you're not open and willing to try it and go down it, you're never going to know if it helps. I was so scared when they offered and started me on those ketamine infusions. Man, the first time that it happened, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yes, did the pain go away? But as soon as the infusion was over, it came right back. I wasn't one that got long lasting, benefits from that. So it's just the makeup. While I had it going on, I felt great. I wasn't there. I was in a different place, all that good stuff. But as soon as the infusion stopped, pain came right back.
Yeah, see, one of the things that I tried to make sure that we talk about is, everything that I talked about was in a controlled, in a controlled environment. We're not talking about people just taking and grabbing silly. Hello, donkey. What is going on? What the hell? Um,
I want attention, Dad. That's
yeah,
what's
no
going on.
kidding.
He
So
heard us talking about kids with Jeffrey, and he said, "Well, I'm your kid. I
yeah,
want attention
yeah.
too."
He's like,
Yeah.
don't forget me.
Yep,
So yeah, no, and I got the other one that's probably going to come hopping up here too. But
they've been
um,
hopping in behind you the whole time.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I really think that the control is important for anything and everything.
yeah,
Look, there's a lot of talk, and some of the statements that I saw when I was doing all of these studies are, this is not addictive. And all I want to say is, you're out of your damn mind. Aspirin can be addictive. Kurt, am I wrong? That's right. I'm actually asking you a question, not just making fun of you.
So aspirin being addictive, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can have an intolerance of pain, and you like what it does, so you keep reaching for it, getting dependent on aspirin. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess you must like those cramping stomach, pains, and that's just me. But um, yeah, and where psilocybin is something I wouldn't touch. But the THC gummies, I love the way that they made my head not hurt anymore. I love the fact that I was able to get a night's sleep with them. Of course, I can't take them because then I want to sleep all damn day the next day. You know, I'm terrible with that though. Oh, Jeff, you got to get going.
I apologize, guys. I gotta go.
Hey,
Thank you
Jeff,
so much.
give us any last words that you got, my friend.
I'm sorry to catch you up. Yeah, I got to bolt to the next webinar here, but I think what you guys are doing is awesome, is incredible. I'm very happy that I could be here with you guys. It's exciting that what everyone's doing, and I'm excited that what we can do is the networking part is massive. As Thomas said as well too, the networking part is huge. So I'm looking forward to connecting with everybody here again. Obviously, Kurt and Sue know how to get hold of me very easily. Zach, you got my information. Thomas, please get my information from any one of them as well, and let's talk, because there's a lot of big things we can talk about that we can keep pushing here. So bless you guys. I appreciate everything you're doing, and we'll see you soon. Okay.
God bless.
All
Be
right.
safe, Jeff.
Sounds good.
Thank
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I'm
Thanks.
looking forward. Jeff and I had a little bit of a conversation about how he and I may able to work together as part of the community pay it forward program. So I'm really looking forward to that. But
That's
thank
awesome.
you, Jeff, for coming. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of the 2025. Yeah, that's right. Mission for Healthy Heroes. God, I forgot the year.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
I'm
it.
starting to get tired. All
It's all
right.
good.
Thank you,
God
Jeff.
bless, guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Yep. Um, we lose one, we gain one. Another wonderful mission partner and a great friend of mine, Todd Lingale. How are you doing, Todd? It's good to see you.
Hey Zach, I'm doing great. This is awesome, brother. How are you? Are you awake? You staying awake?
I don't know who I am. Yeah, no, I'm doing okay right now. Neck's a little stiff, but yeah, that is what it is. But Todd, it's really good that you popped up right now because CARES really deals with alcohol and substance, and I think that you're kind of fitting in a conversation that we were just having when, you know, granted you're trying to make sure that we're watching, that we're paying more attention to the kids and giving kids an alternative, but we do still have that to where, look, this is stuff that I guess ethically it may not be good, but this is some of this stuff, the ketamine, I don't know if it'd be good for kids or not, but what's your thought on that?
Well, kids today they're out there trying anything and everything. And I tell kids just to be smart about things. Like my mom and sister. They didn't have a choice. When I was 3, they were killed by the drunk driver. And when I talk to the kids, it's like just be smart. And the biggest thing is for them not to be afraid to call for and ask for help. There's a lot of kids out there that their parents are thinking, man, my parents are going to kill me if I call them. So they don't even call their parents if they're in trouble. And so that's one of the things that I try to portray to the kids. It's like it doesn't matter where you're at, what you've done, because you know what? We've all been teenagers. We've all made mistakes. We've all been in bad spots, but don't be afraid to call. And that's why I share my personal cell phone number with everybody when I call or when I talk to them, so they can call me if they need something. Now I tell them there's going to be I'll be the buffer between you and your parents, but I mean, there's consequences for your actions. So they're like, oh yeah, we know that. So, you know, um, so that's kind of what I portray and get across to the kids. And one of the things I really do talk about, and it's a big controversy out there, is marijuana addictive. I went to probably 50 different pot shops. Maybe back in our day, when the marijuana was just a plant and you took it off, whatever, 5% THC. Well, now it is addictive. They're adding the different things to them, and to make it addictive, it's called dabbing. It reminds me of a little a jar of boogers. It's what it reminds me of. If you jarred your boogers up, and they'll take that, and that can be up to 95% THC, and that's frying a kid's brains.
Yeah, yeah, it, yeah, THC was one of them that I saw in the report. That it's not addictive, and I'm like, yeah, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Just to try to put it politely, you're wrong.
Yeah.
But like I said, you can be addicted to anything. You really can. You can be
Yep.
addicted to, look, gambling. There's porn addictions. There's so many. It's addiction is not. It's
A
not.
feeling. It's a feeling, Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It it's a feeling of the need, the feeling of the feeling, and it's the feeling of, I don't want my life without this. This is what it is. So, hey, just also joining us now, and Jesse, I'm sorry I had to mute you, brother. I'm going to need you to unmute yourself. But joining us now is Jesse Moore. Jesse, welcome to the conversation. Oh, of course, I muted him on his cell phone, so it's going to make it hard on him. There, I hope that helps.
Okay.
There, we got you. Jesse, how are you doing?
Good. How you doing, everybody?
Doing good, doing good. You familiar with everybody here, or?
Yes, I know Kurt,
Oh,
uh,
Kurt, you know enough.
and I just met you today, so that's a good thing.
Yep, yep, yep. That's a good thing. Uh, Jesse, we just had Todd who joined us. Todd founded his CARES Foundation after he lost his mom and his sister in a drunk driving incident. I hate using accident. I really do. I
Same.
don't believe in you know accident is the pepper shaker lid coming off because you put it on sideways. You drink too much. That's not an accident. That's a choice. Jesse, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Okay, I am the co-founder and the co-creator of the Veterans First Initiative, a something that was put together to meet the needs of veterans. Um, this was created with another veteran named Angie Tournay, who was a female veteran. And so, in our conversation, I asked her about uh, the things, the challenges that veterans are having. And so, she shared some things with me, and so we both came up with what is called the Veterans First Initiative. I'm also the planning strategist for FANA, which is stands for People for a New America, and just looking to do some things to make a difference in the lives of people.
Sounds a lot like a conversation we've been having for the last, what, 20? I guess it hasn't been 20. Damn. I was trying to get out of this a little early. Past couple teen hours, we'll just say teen type hours. But so, Jesse, what are some of the things that you're doing to try to make a difference in people's lives?
Okay, well, right now we are partnering with a team of people. One of the areas that we're focusing on is to provide a gift card to be able to help veterans in need of food, in need of clothing. And so, with Kurt and from the music festival that we did, we have been coming in contact with various individuals who have expressed their interest to join us, in this effort. And so one of the focuses is the gift card that um, we will be able to work with various partners from people such as Walmart, Target, Kroger, Amazon, just nationwide uh, organizations or companies that would want to partner with us to be able to create this gift card to be able to help veterans and provide something for them in an expedient manner. And so that's our one of our target things that we're going to be doing within the first 1 to 3 years. We are also in the process of planning a telethon for May 3rd, which is going to be utilized to help money toward the gift card, also to help the Disability Channel, which is working with Jay Stone out of Toronto, and also with a project that Kurt is involved in Illinois.
Jesse, I'm going to ask you a question, and it's because it's a question that I get quite often. It's a question that annoys the hell out of me. I'll be honest with you, but I get it all the time because I will ask people if they would help Community Dare to Care by donating, a $5, $10 gift card to, so people can get groceries and people can get fed. And I don't know how many times, every time I ask, well, how do you know they're not going to use it for alcohol? How do you know you're not going to? They're hungry. If they came to me and they asked, there's a reason for that. Look, we're not going to give them cash. All right. That's something I'm opposed to, giving them cash. I'm not going to sit there and babysit them as they walk into a Walmart. You know, how often, if ever, do you ever hear that?
Well, I'm a deacon at West Kansas Church of God in Christ. Been a deacon for over 30 plus years, and so I encounter situations like that all the time. And so, in certain situations, what I'll do is I will personally take them, whether if it's like, for example, if it's food, I will, take them shopping and say, look, I'll give you X amount of dollars. Let's go get something that you would like, and I'll take care in that manner. If a person needs gas, I'll go with them and put X amount of dollars worth of gas in the car. So I try to use wisdom in certain situations, and like sometimes you just have to trust that they're going to do the right thing. And being a man of faith, I look at this person. This is one of God's children. And so if I was placed in their path to be able to help them, I'm going to be obedient and help them the best way that I can, and trust that they're going to do the right thing with it, because God will give you more to be able to do more. And so sometimes people, if you sincerely want to help people, you're going to help them. Okay, if you don't want to help them, just say, hey, look, I'm not able to do anything. But if you sincerely want to help them, you help them, and you don't worry about it, because God is going to give you more to be able to do it and do some even greater things. So I don't get caught up in that.
Okay, that's I'm glad to hear that. I'm thrilled to hear that you're like that, and that it's not something. I like I said, it's one of the questions that really, uh, it actually really upsets me when I hear that. I'm like, you know what? I'm not a babysitter, and the thing is, my mission is to be out here and support people. I want to support people, and that's what we do with Community Dare to Care. We take and we give away food, clothing, housewares. People donate to us, we give it away. We don't sell it. you know I don't like shopping with my wife. I don't like shopping with other people's wives, so we're not going to sell it as they're sitting there doing that. I'm going to say, hey, you know what, if you need it, come get it. If we got it, it's yours. If you can leave a donation, leave a donation. If you can't, don't. It's not that important. We have a saying that it's, if you have an extra hoodie that no longer fits you, put it in your car. Don't take it to a thrift store. Find somebody in the community that's struggling with the elements and put it on their back. Hand it to them. They need it. If you make too much food one night, throw it in the old hillbilly Tupperware. Take it to somebody who's struggling with food. It means absolutely nothing to you, but it means everything, and it could mean their life. We need more people
Absolutely.
like the six people who are on this screen right now to think in that way. That, look, money is important. Money, support, money is all important, but there are so many other ways that we can support each other and support these other programs. Todd, I got a question for you. I almost feel like we skipped over you, and I absolutely did not mean to, but tell me about the experiences you've had dealing with youth who have parents who are maybe deployed.
It's one of those things where you see kids that almost they it's almost like you see them with a loss. When I realized my mom and sister were killed when I was older, it's almost like these kids are feeling that loss because they're not really being able to see their parents, especially if it's a parent that is like special forces that don't get to be on a telephone call because they're out in the field all the time. Um, it's just one of those things of being sad, but it's like just remind them that hey, it's gonna be okay. You know, you're and thank them because their parent is out there fighting for our country, and so and let them know they're a hero. No matter where they're at in location wise, and so make them, I think, feel a part of that, and just don't just go on. Oh, your dad or your mom. Oh, they're in the military. Make them feel special. I think that's where we forget today. Um, and I do this to police officers. You need to thank everybody that's actually helping our country, whether it's here or overseas. And that's uh, something that I see when I'm talking to kids, whether they haven't seen their parent in a year and a half, whichever way.
Yeah. Yeah, Irene, we've been talking about that quite a bit, actually, about how, we losing a lot of faith in the government here as well. Well, lost a long time ago, not losing.
Yeah.
Thomas? Oh, okay.
I was just
Yeah,
going to say hello and welcome from
yeah,
Tokyo. That's a heck of
yeah.
a far distance to be watching and being a part of the show.
Hey,
Thank you
you
for
know what?
being here, man.
Irene has been with us for 4 years. She started watching the first year, and I'm glad to see that she's joined us now. So,
Yeah, it's
but
great.
yeah, Irene's been a follower for quite a while, so I appreciate that. Um, so Jesse, what are some of the things that you really need support with? What can we try to get together as a community and help you do? Obviously, collect some gift cards, but what are some other things that we can do as a community to try to further your efforts?
Well, I look at working with organizations that are able to provide services for veterans and that sincerely want to help them. And so I'm looking at building solid relationships. So as veterans contact us, we'll be able to refer them to resources and services so they can get the help that they need. And so we're at the beginning stages of what we're doing, but things are moving at a very rapid pace. And so it's important to have solid partners that we can be able to share the work that they're doing and be able to refer veterans to these services. So we're continuing to meet organizations and continue to build partnerships because there are going to be veterans that we'll come in contact with throughout the United States. And so we want to be able to help them as best as possible.
Yeah. Todd, tell me a little bit about the backpacks and how can people help you put these backpacks together?
Okay, well, we have a camp this summer, June 6th through the 13th, called Camp Cares. And we're looking for a sponsor for these backpacks. And the camp is for kids that have been affected by drugs or alcohol, and veterans, kids that have maybe been affected by suicide or PTSD. We want to be able to help kids. And so these backpacks we want to get are basically like kids that play in football bowl games. They get like a goodie bag. That's what we're trying to do for these kids. So our theme is Survivor, like the TV show for the camp. And so we want to put like a flashlight and a space blanket and maybe a book. It's just a survival for life that we're kind of putting that bag together. We're going to show the kids that very first of the week, and that's what they'll get at the end of the week as long as they complete the week. And so Camp Cares, it's all about the kids. We're going to give them do some counseling in the morning and afternoon, and I say counseling, it's kind of a broad thing because we're going to go like off a topic like anger. Talk about anger. The afternoon we do like a group discussion on what they thought they learned and that type of a thing. And anyway, anybody can help. It's going to help the kids, both veterans and non-veterans, and we just want to be able to give back that way.
Well, I think look, I like the concept because I know that my kids loved camping, and there's nothing like including them, and there's nothing like being there to support them. Hello, Richie. How are you?
Hey, good, good, good. I had a glitch. I had to pull off to the. I was trapped in traffic in L.A., so I had to pull off to the side, and there was a glitch. But good to see you guys.
You
Thank
got
you.
vehicles in LA?
Just a few since the fires. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. So, hey, Richie, why don't you go on ahead and tell us a little bit about what you do and how you are here in support of what we are doing?
Well, basically, peace. People for New America has been around for a while, and when Jesse came on with the Unity, Peace, and Freedom Festival, to pull that off. I'm a well-known musician. I play in a multi-platinum group called the Sweet Ballroom Blitz, Fox on the Run, and all that. But I've played with everybody over the years. I'm a drummer, I frontman, and pretty much do it all. But being the visionary of this movement, it's just been phenomenal to see this thing really take shape. And with Jesse really being the point person on with the Veterans Initiative, First Initiative, and how we're moving forward. So we look forward to just growing everything that we're doing. It's just magical what's happening right now. People, all the right groups are coming together. So we're just thrilled to engage with you guys.
I I saw something you guys had going on, and it looks like you guys have some pretty big names that are getting involved with what you're doing.
Yeah, well, we did at the Unity, Peace, and Freedom Festival. We had the Chambers Brothers, Main Ingredient, all the people from Pink Floyd. I play in the multi-platinum group, The Suite. So you have star power. So when you put entertainment, mix it together with a good cause, and mostly with what Jesse has outlined with the Veterans First Initiative, you have all the ingredients to be able to really make a big impact, and that's what we're doing. We're doing that, and we're aligning ourselves. That's always been the plan. Align with other like-minded people out there to do some great things out there.
Jesse, what is the end game? Is there one, or is the end game fighting for fighting for humanity?
It's an ongoing battle. It it never stops. It never stops. And so in doing, so I look at this as ministry. So ministry never stops. There's going to always be people in need. There's going to always be people that's going to need help, inspiration, encouragement. And so this is an ongoing thing. And I'll do this. I've been doing things like this all my life, and so I'm not going to stop until I don't have the strength or the breath to do it anymore. So this is all or nothing.
Well, it's definitely. I think the others will agree with me. I'm hoping that you will have breath for quite a bit, for a long time coming to continue this, because obviously this is something that's needed right now. Um, I'm just going to go around the squares here and ask Sue. Do you have a question? Would you like to ask anybody anything? You're the professional radio person. You should be doing this.
Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun watching everything you're doing here. This has been the most amazing day. All of the people coming together. Oh gosh, to ask a question. I don't know if I have just one. I'm like, my mind is going in so many directions with this group. This is amazing. Look around the screen. This
Yeah.
is the, and I know there's others that are going to be joining us shortly here as well. This has been a lot of fun to get to hear all the things that are happening. I think actually with Todd, I know you actually have started doing a podcast as well. I wonder if you wanted to share a little bit about how people can find out more with what you're doing.
Let's see. There you are. I'm unmuted. So yeah, we're doing a podcast. Thanks to Kurt helping me, and it's called "Who Cares" at 9:45 Mountain Time every Wednesday morning, and we're going on. It's just raw. We're just talking, asking some questions, telling us about the different things that the individuals are doing that we have on, and just getting to know each other and put the word out there that we need to help each other. And you know, however that is, whether it's just anything. Really, just the big thing is helping, not just sitting back and not doing anything. If you see somebody needs help, go help them. Don't just ignore them when you drive by them or something like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Sue, you said you had more questions. Go on ahead, please. My tongue's getting a little bit tired.
Excellent. Well, I know Jesse and Richie, you guys have been doing so much in a short amount of time here. From what I've observed, I know when that connection happened with Kurt and all the things I keep hearing. I guess I'll start, Richie. Where do you see things going in the short term, and then where are your long term goals with your organization? Because I see a lot happening, and just curious, how are you feeling right now with all that?
Well, all the right people are showing up all at the right time, and it's the synergy that happens. And I believe in divine timing, and I've been at this mission for many, many years. And then when we formed the nonprofit, but it's it's uh, it's a very spiritual thing for me, and the committees that we have, and I think that's why Kurt came in. He saw that it's about the whole enchilada, how we work together as a team, all the different nonprofits coming together. I won't go too deep into it, but the long and short goals. Uh, what is People for a New America? We're an umbrella for a lot of other organizations. That's what we did at the Unity, Peace, and Freedom Festival. See, music changes the world, and it's that star power. It brings people together, and that's why we had a prayer vigil the morning of our festival. It went on for 10 hours. The whole that whole here we got LA more fire vehicles.
Oh boy.
It's always something going on here in Los Angeles. But but in the long and the short of it, it's amazing when Jesse said after we did the Unity, Peace, and Freedom Festival was really bringing all the races and religions together. And we will continue that. But going for the veterans and helping the people that really need it right now, it was a good thing for us to align and mostly realizing there's not been a lot of concerts and a lot of things have not really highlighted our poor veterans who really need the help. So that's just one aspect of what we're doing, and that's where our focus is going to be. Our telethon, as we're moving and we bring together a lot of key business people. And all I can say is I've never seen anything like this, where just this many incredible people are coming out of thin air and they're just showing up. Um, and it's a lot of the seeds that have been planted for a lot of years, too. I mean, it's like a miracle, really, what's happening right now. And I just look so forward to all of us joining together to not only helping the veterans, but creating. I guess the overall thing is that my philosophy is 80% of people are generally good, and that 80% uh, want to build a good, almost like heaven on earth. It's the 20% that tear down our society, that want to tear it down. Believe it or not, they're so corrupted and greedy. And so, if we just focus on just raising the vibration of with music, with our message, and we all come together, we have a good chance of really turning things around. We have an opening right now. I believe firmly that we will achieve our goals because we have God on our side. And Jesse is an amazing wise man, and Kurt is amazing, and all of us have these skill sets that we all have to start applying. We realize I have my skill set, and all of you have skill sets, and how we join together right now at this most important time is going to be key if we really create that better world that we're looking for. And I believe this is the moment in time because things are just naturally showing up. So I hope that gives you some kind of a view of what we're dedicated to.
Yeah.
Because we're
Yeah.
not going away. We're just getting started.
Well, I knew that you could definitely tell that you were a musician as soon as you said feel the vibration. You knew you were a musician right then and there. So, oh, by the way, Kurt, I liked how you kind of looked around and started smiling when he said you were a great guy. You were kind of like going, "Oh, who's gonna get me? Who's gonna get me?" I am. That you are a good guy. Uh, Suze, did you have anybody else? Did you have anything else, or
Well, one thing I heard Richie say was about we all come together. And Zach, isn't that what packed channel? That's what the ACT is. All come together.
all
That
come together?
you
Yeah.
guys are ringing the same bells here and actually saying the same concept, that same theme of when we do all come together, things happen. That's
Yeah.
where with Project Die Hard, that's where we're at. When we all come together, teamwork makes the dream work, and we all do get ahead. We get we grow farther and faster when we come together. And so, Jesse, that's where I want to come back to you then too. What is it that has really lit the fire in you to go down this path and lead that veteran piece as this as one of the first real big pieces that's coming forward with what Santa is doing? Where is it coming from in you? What is that for you?
Okay, well, for me, I'm a former athlete, and I played collegiately at University of California, Irvine, Palomar Junior College, and I was a walk-on. So when you are a walk-on, you have everything against you, and so you're going at things to beat the odds. And so I was blessed to not only make the team but play and just continue to be driven to do greater things. And I had been under um, my former pastor, Bishop Charles E. Blake Sr., and I was under him for over 30 plus years. So I saw a great man with integrity and do things that were unimaginable. And so you begin to focus on what is it that I can do to make a difference and to find a need that can be done a little bit better. And so I've always been that person to make things happen. And I had someone share with me, you've got three types of people: those who make it happen, those who watch it happen, and those who don't know what happened. And most people fall in those last two categories. And so for me, it's about finding a need and put forth the effort in faith, focus, patience, drive to make that happen. And understand that you need a great foundation in order to go higher. So you build a solid foundation, you build a solid team, and God will bring you all the right pieces to help that vision to grow. And so from what I've seen at the church that I attend, I apply that same thing. And I'm a very patient man. The Veterans First Initiative was written in 2014. So I have been trying to pass it on to various other organizations, but God was saying, I want you to do it. I don't want anybody else to do it. I want you to do it. And so after the music festival, we had, there's this gentleman named Ron Alexenberg. So Ron Alexenberg, he's like Clive Davis.
Unfortunately, it looks like the low signal bug got Jesse on us, so took him away.
Hello,
Oh,
hello,
yeah, Jesse.
can you hear me?
Unfortunately, I think you're a little unstable, my friend.
Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
we can hear you, but can you hear us? Yeah, I'm afraid that we probably lost Jesse. Like I said, the unstable bug got him. The unstable signal bug got
Mm.
him. But so, um, Kurt, did you have any questions for anyone?
Well, I guess I'll just take a shift in this conversation. My father taught me that parties make the world go round. Parties keep the world going round, and so the Unity, Peace, and Freedom Music Festival is right up my alley. And to go to the rock concerts and to have music drive everything that we need for veterans just really makes a lot of sense to me. And So like you were saying before about raise the vibration, the energy that people have. And I was on a call earlier where somebody was making the point that, like like a rap artist, somebody who's a rapper, they said that that was the example they gave, that with all the lyrics in a rap song, that until they drop that beat and everything, these rappers can't remember their own lyrics until they can't do the thing. Like if you just say, just tell me the lyrics, like right now, just like we're doing now, they wouldn't be able to tell you their own lyrics. But you get the music going and all of a sudden everything rolls. And so I think there's something to that in life, that's what we're doing here, is we're allowing people, like with Richie and Jesse and our crew, we say, the train has left the station, the train is on the track, all aboard. And so the solution revolution, the birth of a movement, people are looking for this excitement. When Sue and I did the movement of adaptive water skiing, everybody skis program, the inclusion of water skiing campaign, I'd get in front of audiences and I'd have the microphone, and so everybody in the stands and everything would hear me. And one day, I got back to the stands after doing a demonstration. A lady said, I was going to go back to my car, but then I heard your voice. So I sat back down because I knew what was coming. And that's what we're doing here, folks. When we have Richie on the stage, everybody's going to want to see what, everybody that Richie has collected, everybody he's called in. And like Richie says, all the people are coming in the right place. And to go out there and ask other people, to ask Thomas and ask Todd and, everybody around, everybody, tuning into this podcast, Santa, who else do we need to, get into this show? Our veterans deserve it. That's what we're doing here. So I just thought I'd give that little bit of a twist and see if anybody else wants to build off of that. Todd, what are you thinking? Todd, we got to get Camp Cares going. So we got to get a movement going for the kids, and to end drinking and driving. What are you thinking, Todd? We got to get a little fun injection into your program, right? Cares Foundation.
Absolutely, Camp Cares. We need the funds and friends, and we're doing a telethon as well. We talked about last night, Kurt and I, and stuff. April 12th, we're gonna do an 8 hour. I'm gonna sit in a chair for 8. I don't think I can do 22. Zach, you're a rock star. So, I'm going to start the first one with an 8. So we're hoping to raise 15,000, and get Camp Cares elevated so we can help lots of kids, and so yeah, that's where we're at. And I know, Zach, I appreciate your time and everything, and inviting me here. I know I'm over my allotted time that we were on, so I appreciate everybody here. Richie, nice to meet you online here. Zach, Susan.
Yeah, brother,
Uh,
we're just having a conversation, man. We just want to make sure that we're getting everyone's word out because, look, there are people out there right now, Todd, that need to hear about the CARES Foundation. There are people out there that CARES Foundation could save their lives. If not their lives, their kids' lives. It could make a difference for somebody. And if we don't all come together and speak in one combined voice and say, hey, CARES Foundation is here as a as a solution to a problem. CARES Foundation is here as hope to a
yep.
devastating issue. Then we're not doing our job. We need to stand up. We need to say this as one community.
Absolutely, Zach, and I appreciate it. Now, I'll say one thing that I've learned. I give kids my personal cell phone, like I said earlier, and I have off my website. I've had 2 people that were alcoholics that night they decided to drink again, and they were afraid to talk to their sponsor, and they called me, and it was like one was at midnight, one was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and so I just talked to them and tried to get their sponsors number so I get them together, and I did finally. But a friend of mine goes, maybe you need to be listening to that. Maybe God's telling you that that's a direction. So what I've done is, a friend of mine runs an AA meeting through their church. and I've been attending the AA meetings so I can get to know them. And there's a group of 21 men, and I asked them if I could be there because I said I don't have an issue with alcohol. I've never been drunk in my life because of my mom and sister dying, but I wanted to be there to learn. And they all said absolutely overwhelming, yes, you can be here. And I've learned so much from that group that they are so strong. And the other thing I learned, the 12-step program is good for everybody, no matter what you've gone through in your life. There's things to learn from all of that because it's been amazing. And and like I've told you guys, I went through 4 years of counseling through anxiety and general anxiety and separation anxiety, and it's like, man, those things are making sense. It's not just for the AA group. It's actually to full circle healing, and that's what we need to get back to. All of us have a story, and that story may have dug into us here and there and gave us some sores and things like that. Well, let's get those healed, and that 12-step program will heal things for a lot of different people, and also heal us to help the kids later on.
Todd, that is spot on. What we've been saying this whole time.
Zach, do you have his contact information?
Oh yeah, yeah. Todd is one of our mission partners. We
Good.
raise money
I
again.
will. I'm on a board of directors, Todd, for a foundation in Canada for drug and alcohol and mental abuse recovery. I will introduce you to my youngster leader. That when he was a teenager, I kicked him out of my house probably a dozen times. But that's a
Okay.
story. Of teenagers drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can get you his information. But yeah, Todd. One of the things that we've been saying, one of the reason this 22-hour thing is here is because, like you said, everyone has a story. Everyone has come across things that we've put our head against a wall and we've said, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what to do until we knew what to do. And that's what we need to get out there because guess what? Right now, someone is standing with their head against a wall saying, I don't know what to do. What do I got to do to get out of this situation? And as soon as they hear you talk, maybe they're not going to take word for word what you've said, but it's going to give them a direction. Hey, you know what? That sounded really good. It's like when you stand in the grocery aisle and you realize when the lady rings up the milk in front of you, you're like going, oh my God, I forgot milk. It's
Yeah.
seriously the same concept of what we're doing here. We put it out there because people need to hear what all of us are saying, what all of us are adding, and realize, Thomas, you opened up earlier, and what you opened up with opened up other eyes.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
hopefully.
you
Hey,
missed
you
that
know what?
one,
I'll guarantee you it did.
Yeah.
Because it opened up two eyes right here. Granted, it made him swell with tears, but you know what? It opened him up. These are what we have to do. And if we stay silent, then we're not helping anyone. We should never, I love the saying, we should never shut up because the words we say
Absolutely.
today could save someone tomorrow.
That's right. I mean, you
Yep.
don't know what you can do until you do it because you don't know what you didn't know until you know that you didn't know it. And that one person might grab one nugget from you, and you talking about your story, you're talking about what's going on and how you overcame it could be that one moment, that one spark that stops them from doing what they were going to do. Because you never know how little or how much they need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's an exercise for everybody. Say just, to yourself or whatever. Say a sentence, any sentence, it doesn't matter. Now, repeat that sentence in a different cadence. It can mean two completely different things, and it's going to sound completely different to somebody. And it could be a sentence that they've heard a million times before, but they've never heard it the way that you've said it. And the
Right.
way that you've said it is going to mean everything for them.
Right.
It's really that simple. Marianne from Waikiki, welcome, welcome, welcome to 2025 Mission for Healthy Heroes. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much, Zach, for putting this on. This is an amazing event and be part of this. I
Well,
think I'm a
thank you
little
very much.
echo.
I
Is
appreciate
there?
it, and thank you for being here. Um, yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you've got going on.
Well, I'm the author and Apple game developer of the first book of four called Underwater Acts of Kindness. It's the Acts of Kindness series.com. And we feature a sea turtle called the General of the New Earth Army, who recruits Noah the hard of hearing whale to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch after he's seen a boating accident and rehabilitated by a hermit crab in the ship in clinics by Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab. And it's a story that Noah loses his hearing. My background is in audiology, and I was a case manager with the deaf, and I was also in an auto accident and acquired a hearing loss and vertigo and walking. So, this is a story for ocean cleanup with the messages of peace, love, happiness, and thanks. I was a sign language interpreter for a deaf man over in Hawaii for over a decade. I got to uh, be friends with a retired Navy diver who cleaned up the explosives around the island, and I got to sail with him. And I also got to sail through the ICW where the Navy fleets of ships are. So, what a great experience I have. And now we're leaving the legacy of underwater acts of kindness. So, all classroom teachers in the United States of America can receive copies of my books from Donors Choose. We have a new video if you received it and can play it, or Sue or Kurt can help me out. It's a dynamite new video. I've created coloring books, YouTube channel with Trevor Gibbs, who we met, who makes sure your websites are ADA compliant. That's American Disabilities Act, meaning that the text size have clarity, the colors. Men over 50 tend to acquire color blindness. And so we want to make sure that we are accessible. And I also talk about tinnitus ringing in the ears, where you have millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service now who can't hear their own children or grandchildren. And
Wow.
I myself was a tinnitus sufferer, and it comes and goes, and you don't know when it's going to come and go and what things set off. And that can trigger anxiety as well.
Yeah.
And I had the honor to show my books to the chief of audiology at Tripler Army Medical Hospital, trying to get a grant. And we had talked about military moms and dads coming back and losing their hearing, and what kind of quality of life are they going to have. Same thing as my character Noah here in The Whale. And just because I work with the deaf community and they already knew sign language doesn't mean that anybody can learn the ASL finger spelling alphabet for communication, better communication and frustration. And um, also, they just wanted their hearing back, and it's kind of, it's hard to say that it's going to come back. And cochlear implants are an option as well, but it's a big challenge too, an adjustment, and getting back there out into work in the environment. So we want to support all the veterans and the families, the military moms and dads. And again, we have this book available from Donors Choose. And Santa Papa John was amazing social media marketer for me, influencer this past holiday season as he received the books, coloring books. You have Santa, do you have the sea turtle puppet there?
That
And
was
that
Kurt.
his name is the General of the New Earth Army.
Yep.
And we
Kurt.
also have a t-shirt line now on Shopify.
That is
And
Kurt.
we've been working with EC Marketing, Christian Mendez in San Diego to help upload the website so that there's clicks and to take you to Amazon to Donors Choose to the YouTube channel, as well as the Shopify line. And there's also a section for Santa Papa John. So if you want to learn more about Santa Papa John and how to contact him, you can go to actsofkindnessseries.com. So thank you so much for letting me be here. I appreciate and love everybody for them being of service. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard, for protecting us. And happy February 22nd today.
There you
And
go.
oh,
Well,
by the
thank
way, next month is World Water Day, so we'll be giving a free download of our second book, Cool Acts of Kindness. Now, Zach, on Christmas Day, you did another marathon fundraiser, and we get a free download of this book, Underwater Acts of Kindness. So if people did download it, you can follow up with us, as I'm a guest speaker every Saturday with the World of Ability with Sue and Kurt Roscoff and Emily Goldmeyer, and Santa Papa John joins us. So there's my little other book club lovers and supporters behind the Acts of Kindness series. So thank you so much. Mahalo and aloha.
well, thank
Thanks
you
for all
so
the
very
coffee,
much.
Kurt.
Uh, Todd, I know that you've got to take off, my friend. I want to thank you so very much. Please remember you can support Todd and CARES Foundation once again with the Community Pay It Forward program. Very simple. Shop with any of our partners, click a picture of your receipt, and attach it to his QR code, which can be found if you contact him, or you can find it on communitypayitforward.us. You shop, click, and pick. You donate to wonderful organizations like CARES Foundation. Todd, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a huge part of the 2025 Mission for Healthy Heroes, my friend.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that's on. Kurt, Susan, love you guys. And we will see you later. And Papa John, Santa Papa John, I'll get together with you sometime soon.
Yes, look
We'll
forward
talk
to
soon
having a
as
great
well.
conversation.
God bless, Todd.
God
All right.
bless.
Thank you.
Please keep up the great work.
I
So,
will.
um, Papa John, any questions?
Hey, it's another roaring successful session, and it's brought out a lot of different ways that we can reach out. Ways we can keep the communication factor open. And Thomas and Zach and Kurt and Sue, and of course Marianne. We all stress that communication is such a key component to not only this mission, but many different missions that we support. So if everybody takes 2 seconds and listens to what someone is saying, you never know how you can help them. And we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. If we all use the communication factor, we all support, we all love, and we all help each other, we're going to make this a better world one step at a time, one page at a time. And Zach, you're doing a tremendous job. And I think you're reaching a lot of people this year. And kudos to you, my brother. It takes a lot of kahunas to make a commitment for 22 hours to be online and be on the air. And, I can see there's a lot of other people not willing to step up to the plate. So, you've got a great support team that's helping you make this mission a success. And we need to share it, and need to make it bigger for even next year. So keep up the good work, my brother.
But you know what the truth is, Santa? I think a lot of people just need that little bit of a nudge. They need to go, you know what, we can do something. Let's stop sitting in the sidelines. Let's do something here. I did want to share one. I find it a little humorous. A comment from Irene. I have a great idea, and making all the leaders of the governments to go out to space with one bologna sandwich, and they can't come back until to Earth until they can learn how to act like an adult. I don't think we'd have leaders anymore because I don't see any of them acting like an adult. So it's that kind of brings to light a comment that I said, a couple of years ago, and it's like right now, if you take and you try to get a bill passed or something, good luck with that. You couldn't take a chocolate cake into Congress right now and ask them if it was good and get an answer. One side would say no because it's made with Republican sugar. The other side says no because it's made with Democratic flour. Shut up! You're wrong. It's a chocolate cake. It tastes great,
Oh,
right?
and the bigger point is it wasn't cut in a straight line.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, and one side or the other wanted the bigger piece, so that's for damn sure. But hey, Marianne, what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Yeah,
Well, I'm just excited that we're going to complete this fourth book, Cool Acts of Kindness. And so my series of the books are for ocean cleanup, anti-bullying, climate change. I have T-shirts designed with the characters of the books, and I've been speaking to people with Unicorn Universe to help me find funding to bring the books into animation movie, and we're going to pitch it to producers at Netflix. So I need to get it out there, but
I like I
that's
like
kind of
the
enough
unicorn.
right now. But and we're going to be celebrating World Water Day next month, so we have lots of interviews with Leon McLaughlin, Clean Water Foundation. He's bringing water units to the Hopi and Navajo reservations and other worldwide countries because everybody deserves clean water. And that's what we got happening for the spring. I'm down here in San Carlos, Mexico, and we have an organization called the Parrot Heads who party with a purpose. And they have house parties with beautiful musicians. And on Saturday, World Water Day, they're going to be having another event where the fundraising will be a water unit for a local school or orphanage here in San Carlos, Mexico. So once a month or I want to say once a quarter kind of projects are kind of enough for me. Last year I won the Awesome Grant Foundation Award, $1,000. Anybody can apply. There's different states, countries, categories, such as Kurt and Sue can apply for on the water as they're water skiers and take disabled veterans out. You can say, hey, I need $1,000 to get some new skis or new adaptability skis for the veterans. And I posted it, and that month I won it. So Leon was in Hawaii in October, and October was anti-bullying month. And so we shipped them books and a water unit. And I set it up for Leon to go on in campus with the deaf principal, as well as a sign language interpreter and about 15 elementary students. And he gave a presentation of the water unit. So we want to multiply that Acts of Kindness series. And through Kurt and Emily, we were able to record it on Zoom. We just shared it today, as Sue played it today on the World of Ability to see Leon doing a presentation in front of the class. So now we have video, so we can pay it forward and share it with other places to do the same thing. So I'm doing that in San Carlos, and I'm also applying for a grant through the Pollination Project to gift a water unit and our books to a library in Nigeria. Now, the fun thing is our fourth book features a bee named Pollination, and this is the Pollination Project. So I'm having fun using ChatGPT that can help me create these videos and a business plan for another friend here in San Carlos to bring the books to the schools. My landlord was just here. I showed her this amazing video, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And wants me to talk with another lady here who's very passionate about whales to bring these to the schools. So I'm getting good vibes from people from just seeing this video. My chiropractor told me it's badass, but I don't think he was talking about my ass, was he was cracking it. And that's a little fun pun joke there, but and I have a new neighbor who has a brain injury and with a service dog, and she's a boater, and she saw it. She's like, my level was here of meeting you, but now it's up to here with respect by seeing that video. So I have four more videos to come out with the products, and then we'll go from there. But my goal is to get them into animation movies, get them onto Netflix. You know, the world needs to see this. And again, we're honoring and respecting certain people with a hearing loss. We have the general of the New Earth Army, and I got a great team to make it happen the rest of the year. So go out and play as our tagline, Zach. I don't know if you can play this hot new off the press video. That's badass.
Yep.
But I just got to say that because that was a nice compliment.
Well, I'm going to go on ahead and play the video right now. And then when we get back, we're going to say our farewells for the day. So we've got another guest that's coming on who is giving away a $1,200 yoga therapy session. And all you got to do, scan that QR code, leave us a message, donate if you can, but you could be in the drawing for a $1,200 therapeutic yoga session for women. So here is the video. I'm going to take us all off screen while I play this, and then I'll bring us all back on when it concludes.
What if you could help save the ocean just by listening to a story? Set sail with underwater acts of kindness. Join Noah, the hard of hearing humpback whale, and his marine friends as they take on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. On their journey between Hawaii and California, they discover an enormous pile of plastic, but with teamwork and courage, they plan to clean it up. With the guidance of Dodd General of the New Earth Army, they rally ocean creatures and you to help restore our seas. Now available on Amazon Audible, listen as author Marianne of Waikiki narrates this inspiring adventure, featuring mesmerizing music by Lucy and the Perfect Wave and Nick's guitar, echoing the sounds of whales and dolphins. This book is dedicated to Boy and Slat, founder of The Ocean Cleanup, making waves for a cleaner future. Sing along with Noah's song and dive into a world of peace, love, happiness, and thanks. After reading, visit the Acts of Kindness series YouTube channel for more adventures. Learn the ASL ABCS with Dr. Fingers, the fingerspelling hermit crab on YouTube, kids. Get coloring books now at www.actsofkindnessseries.com and Amazon. Plus, grab your New Earth Army t-shirt and pledge to protect our planet. Underwater Acts of Kindness by Marianne of Waikiki. Available now on Amazon, Audible, and actsofkindnessseries.com.
That was very good. Very good. I thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, my thing just kept going because it wants to run my show. But anyway, we have come to a wonderful end of a wonderful segment, and I want to give everybody a chance just to give us a sharding. Sharding. Okay, I quit. I tap out. I tap out. Um, a sharding pot. Here we go.
There you go.
All right. Sue, you go first. I'm going to go and bury my head in the fish tank.
I love it. Even the dogs in the background saying yes. Oh, Zach, you're amazing. Give yourself the grace because my goodness, you have done so much here today and have a ways to go yet. I'm so excited, so proud of you. And yeah, can you hear her? She's praising you back here. But parting thoughts though, Project Die Hard, we are here to make a difference. We're providing hope to veterans, and please look us up, projectdiehard.org. We are here to help. If you want to contact me directly, really easy, Susan at projectdiehard.org. Pray for us, volunteer with us, be a patron with us, share the mission, share it out there. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're out there. We are trying to spread the word. Don't want to be the best kept secret. We want people to know and have the walking, talking knowledge of what Project Die Hard is, and that we are here and we are looking to make that difference because losing one is too many. We need to be here and do everything we can to give that hope. So that's it from me right now. Zach, love you. You are amazing. Thank you.
Love you too, and thank you so much. And tell Kurt to quit playing with the squeaky toy. Uh, you know, so Kurt, my friend, you are up.
All right, thanks everybody. Sue and I belong to a water ski club. One day I asked the gentleman at our show site on a practice night if he would join our ski club. There was a 1 minute pregnant pause that I persisted I wanted an answer. Does he want to join or not? He ended up telling me, folks, that he goes, I thought you had to be somebody. So that's the mentality, folks. Sometimes we get in these places and spaces where people take it in as entertainment and a nice message and thought provoking. But we leave people thinking that they're not part of what we're presenting. Folks, make no mistake, please. You are somebody. We're talking about our heroes. We want our heroes healthy. Everybody plays a role. This is an all hands on deck initiative. We have 6 of us on here showing you how much we care for our veterans, our teachers, our first responders, and our law enforcement, and all of our heroes. And in this need for our kids to have role models. And yes, as you always get here with Zach Clayton and Community Pay It Forward in the PAC channel, you are bound to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah.
Just keep laughing like we saw Santa laughing. We were talking about pharmacies before, pharmakia, pharmaceuticals. Keep laughing, everybody. Zach, keep being funny. Back to you.
I don't know if I have much of a choice, but yeah, I'll keep sharding, and then and that'll just keep everybody all happy there. So,
It throws us
Marianne, would
off
you?
for sure.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. I'm kind of looking around, making sure. It's like, wait a minute. But Marianne, would you have any final words?
Well, again, thank you so much, Jack. All the best for everybody in 2025. You can visit our website, www.actsofkindnessseries.com. You can get a free download of our fourth book, Cool Acts of Kindness, on World Water Day, March 22nd. Aloha.
Thank you so very much, Santa.
You know, it's just another step in the complete mission that is being shown to everybody today. You know, there's different folks on here with different ways of laughter, or different ways of communicating, different ways of trying to push the same narrative for the same goal. And the same goal is one isn't too many. And if we keep the communication factor open, we might not reach all, but we will reach some, and some could lead to all if we all have a heart to give a minute or two to care and listen to a stranger.
I completely agree. And Thomas.
Last but not least, and bringing everybody together like this is definitely a work of God. Having the people come together, be here with each other, talk about what it is that you're talking about, Zach, doing the things that you are doing, brother, talking about the veterans, bringing the veterans to light, what's going on. Project Die Hard coming and being here and being a part of what is going on and doing what they do. Santa Papa John giving his stamp of approval. Going through those lights and doing what needs to be done is where we need to be going for the veterans and the communities moving forward. This is what we came here for, to be here to help promote and move forward for happier, healthier veterans. Veteran Biz Connect is here to be able to do what we can and at the best rate to be able to get veteran owned businesses and veteran service organizations together to be able to move in the right direction, creating that economic synergy that we all need out there to be able to continue moving forward and getting things done in the right direction. Zach, thank you so much for taking your time to have us here to be able to be together, meet each other, work together, and build that community that we know is strong, but raise it up to where it needs to be because only He knows where it's going to end. God bless. Have a great night. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah. Hey, Thomas, you know what? Our next guest, you were talking about him a little bit earlier. I want you to stick around and maybe you can, for a moment, maybe you can give him the idea that you had
Yeah,
with,
just one quick note on that. The two things that I had written here is the Army 250th birthday is coming up this June. June 13th, 14th, 15th is the huge once in a lifetime 250 years since the Army was created in this great nation to protect this nation and do what's needed. Up here in Philadelphia, we're having a 3-day event. June 14th and 15th are the two biggest days that we're out there showing and putting the capabilities of the Army on blast, letting everybody know what we do, what we can do, and bringing the generations of Army together. And the guy that you were talking about, that's Jason McNamara. And he's got an amazing thing that I use every single day. It's called the Mental Train Pro. He'll talk more about it, but it's absolutely amazing. And it's helping me every day. And don't forget to get out there and network with each other, guys. Doing much more people.
Yeah,
God
we
bless.
we will do that. All right. Well, Sue and Kurt, I want to thank you both so much for joining us and being part of this year's 2025 Mission for Healthy Heroes. Thank you, Kurt. As always, I give you as much hell as I can give you because it's fun. But you know what? Honestly, I appreciate everything that you do and all your support. Santa Papa John, thank you, my friend. This is the second time you popped on just to help me through this endeavor.
And I'm not finished yet, brother.
Well, sounds good. Sounds good. So, but we keep having him drop off. Um, so, but yeah, we will. I'm going to let everybody go right now, except for and when he comes back on, Thomas, I'll make sure to talk to him about that, and maybe we'll make an introduction to him after this. I'll definitely send him a copy of the interview. That way he can see what it's all about. So, but
Got it.
I'm going to let you all go for now. I'm going to play a real quick video before we continue. Get up and stretch a little bit. I was going to say something gruesome, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah,
So,
just don't shart.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just going to say I
Well,
need
if
to
you
go and
do,
check
turn the mic
something.
off first, okay?
Yeah, I need to go and check something, but yeah. So, hey,
Kurt's got those
remember,
finger puppets.
folks, we are all here. Everybody that you talk to is here for one reason. Our heroes, our everyday heroes, both country and community, need us. And they deserve for us to be here for them. And from us to you, thank you to all of our heroes. Looks like we're having a little bit of a connection issue with our next guest. So it we're going to keep trying. I know he's going to keep trying, but until he comes on, I just want to take in. And again, this has been as expected. It's been one hell of a day. It's as promised. Great times, tough times. But the truth is, these are all times that we need to be together. This decisiveness is done. We got to be done with it. It can't continue. You know, there's the old saying that if you have one stick, you've seen it before. You have one stick, you can break it easy, but if you have a bundle, it's harder to break. Bit cliche, maybe, but true. It's true. I don't think it works that way with marshmallows, but yeah, I might try it sometime. Yeah. I can definitely squish them. That's for sure. I got the chipmunk cheeks going. I can definitely, can do that. But we have had an amazing group of people here from the very beginning this morning when I presented everybody with the playing of my uncle's statue who we lost 2 weeks ago. Once again, this is what Veterans Honoring Veterans does. These little statues are given to our service people, our heroes. They're given to them as a reminder, we love you. You've done something for us. You went out and did something that not everybody does. This is one that my father got a couple years ago with, from Veterans Honoring Veterans. Damn light. But this is one for the Army. The greatest thing about these, each one of them, they're different. The Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, women's service individuals. They're all, every single one of them. Go and check out veteranshonoringveterans.org. Yeah, I don't have one for Space Force yet, but but the thing is that as you saw with my dad said Vietnam era. Dad wasn't in Vietnam, but like Thomas and I were talking about earlier, if my dad wasn't doing his job in Berlin, it would affect the kids that were on the ground in Vietnam. Jason has joined us. Hopefully we've got him. Hopefully he's going to stick around. Jason, how you doing, my friend?
Gentlemen, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I have no volume. Okay, you
Yeah,
guys can hear me loud and clear. That means I can talk.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right, we're
yep.
doing this. I just can't hear nothing.
Okay. All right. We going ahead.
So, Thomas, good to see you. Zach, good to see you guys again. I don't feel right having a long conversation, not being able to hear, but I know both of you gentlemen, and I know what today is about. So thank you for being here, and thank you for doing what you're doing. Um, don't know what the conversation was leading up to this. I know Thomas has had some good experiences with us. Thomas, go ahead, sir. I'll be quiet. Give me a thumbs up when I should talk.
No, you're good to go, brother. The conversations and the experience that I've had with the No More 9 to 5 Club are absolutely phenomenal. I was telling him about the Mori method and your mind trainer, Mind Trainer Pro. That is something phenomenal that's helping me personally with my PTSD and the things that I'm utilizing. And I recommend any veteran out there that's listening to get a hold of Jason McNamara at the No More 9 to 5 Club and ask to look into that Mind Trainer Pro by the Mori method. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's wonderful. And I have two other friends, personal friends, dedicated longtime service members that are suffering from PTSD as well, that I've already referred to Jason, and he's given them the ability to be able to utilize that as well. And it's helping them on a daily basis. So it's a wonderful
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Not only that, this is something that the 9 to 5 Club is doing. They're running something special for the veterans. This isn't, he's doing a lot of stuff to help out veterans. So I'm going to give him the thumbs
I'm going
up
to
and
try to
let
turn
him
on live
talk.
captions. I'll be right back, guys.
So, okay, I was going to give him a chance to talk, but he's going to take off on us.
He said he's going to try to turn on his caption so he can at least read what we're saying, since he can't hear it.
Okay. Well, yeah. We can. So now this is when we start thinking of all the weird words that sound like something else, and really screw up the caption. Yeah,
As long as you're not sharting on screen, we'll be
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I would actually love to see what the caption of that would be. It would probably be like,
Right. It'll come across with no, can't say that.
ain't saying that.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
No. So, tell us a little bit about the Maury method.
So what it does is the first part of it that I was listening to, that I've continuously listened to over and over again because I thought it was very helpful. It's something that you do, that you listen to with headphones. You have to have headphones. You can't do it on a speaker like we're doing right now, because it's coming from the opposite sides at opposite times. So it gets the brain to start working in the right mannerism. So you're hearing things, and he repeats in Maury's words, in Maury's voice. It repeats the words over and over again. I don't have them memorized, but I do know it helps me feel better about myself, because it's all about self realization, about how you are worth it and you are meant to where you want to be. And it's been phenomenal for me. It's helping me move in the right direction.
What was your thought when you first heard of it?
I was
What was
negative
your
about it.
first thoughts?
I was negative about it. The first time I heard Mind Trainer Pro, I'm like, yeah, okay. What is this going to do for me? Somebody else just trying to listen to what I have to say, or they're going to tell me their advice. But it wasn't about advice. Murray's not sitting, like the Trainer Pro isn't about them sitting there telling me what I need to do, where I need to be, what I need to stop, and what I need to start. It was positive affirmation repeated over and over again in a tone that is not demeaning or authoritative to make you want to stop listening to it. It's comforting. It's not exactly comforting, but it's reassuring in the essence of the way you're listening to it.
Well, guess what? We have an answer about something.
Well, at least you got that answer. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah.
Uh,
So can't say enough
Jeremy, if
about
you're
it.
sitting there and you know where the live captions are, please pop on in and help me turn them on. I'd love to do that.
There you go. And your buddy cannot get your attention fast enough.
Yeah. Oh, she's.
Oh, she loves you.
Yeah. Yeah. She. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Lick the
Hey,
microphone. Thank
giving
you.
everybody kisses
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
the microphone.
So, thank golly. I mean, my microphone needed that.
Yeah, that's
So.
right. Well, listen, she knows you've been in that seat for a long time and she misses you, so she wanted to come spend some time with you. That's important. So just because we're sitting here talking about a dog, I mean, service dogs are
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal for the mental state of our veterans and the way that they help. I think it's a phenomenal thing. I was never one for a bigger dog. So every time that I would qualify for a dog, they would tell me, oh, well, for PTSD, you have to have a certain size dog to protect you when you're out there, different things along those lines. So I never went for a service dog. But man, my little 16-pound Chihuahua, she's the best thing that I could have ever got. She's a long-haired Chihuahua. She keeps me, focused. And if I start going down a hole, she's right there licking my face, like, "Wake up, idiot! Don't do that! Don't do that!" So the dogs are such an important part of our lives.
Oh, first off, 16-pound Chihuahua.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, she's a mix. She's a long-haired Chihuahua, and she's 16 pounds. She's tiny. I love it. I wish it would have been a 10-pound Chihuahua. I wanted something small, I didn't want a big dog. I'm not into big dogs.
Okay, see, here's the funny thing. The big white dog,
Yeah.
we went in for a lap dog.
Okay. You got one, just a big one. There he
Yep.
is.
Can you hear us now, Jason?
Now I can hear you guys.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that. It works. Technology, it's our friend.
Sometimes. So what he
So
had me talking about,
it's
Jason, that he wants to hear you elaborate on is the Mind Trainer Pro. I was telling him how it's been helping me and how it's helping a couple of my dear friend John, that you allowed him the access to it as well, that it's free for veterans. Once they contact you, that you can give them what they need, and that it's a phenomenal method to be able to help us with our PTSD. And I give it to you.
absolutely, brother. Well, I can't take all the credit because Maury Zelkovich, the brain scientist, I'm just the guy that kind of met him and realized the value. And when we started talking about giving it out to veterans, he was like 100% yes. So it was a no brainer to me to help our brothers and sisters. And I was talking to Zach a little bit about my background from the military, from Guantanamo Bay to working for the state of Florida, helping veterans along the way. It's so important that we're here to assist each other, to remind each other that just because we're not in the same squad or the same group anymore doesn't mean we can't look out for each other like we would have in service. So, brain entrainment technology is like going to the gym,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
A lot of people go to the gym if they want to get in shape, but they don't take the time to do the shadow work or to exercise their brain, to do an audit of the quality of their thoughts. Every day, when you wake up, you need to be your best friend. You need to be your biggest cheerleader and supporter. And what this technology does, it's like a force guided meditation with a little army of neural soldiers that dig deeper neural trenches and pathways to positively affect mood and behavior. If somebody wants to change, if they want to feel better, let me put it like this: feeling happy feels good for a reason. It's because we're supposed to feel happy. We're not supposed to be stuck in the past or stuck in the future. We're supposed to be enjoying the now. And this tech helps you do that.
It definitely brings us into the present, which is the gift that you're talking about, keeps us here, and then helps us motivate in the exact direction that you're talking about, Jason. It's been phenomenal for me. I love the constant positive affirmations going on both sides of my head. Moving forward in the right direction is definitely a key, and I really appreciate the ability to bring the Mori method to us with the Mind Trainer Pro.
yeah. Do me a favor, Jason. Talk about what you and the No More 9 to 5 Club. What are you? Tell us about what you're doing for veterans with the Mori method.
Sure. So obviously the PTSD version is one version that Maury's technology helps. It can help a lot of people in a lot of different ways. So for me, when we built the club, it was the mission over the commission, and it was actually me and a whole bunch of other combat vets that were successful in their respective fields that started talking about it, that planted the seeds for the No More 9 to 5 Club. And we were talking about being like Robin Hood, just actually doing good in the world, um, getting to that point of philanthropy. And this technology, it's been around for decades. Maury invented it because there was a need. He needed it. The Brazilian military started using this 20 years ago in their MPs, and they still use it to this day. So there's, I think only one or two people have said I'm a snake oil salesman, but I'm not trying to sell this. I'm trying to give it away. The thousands of testimonials, the positive results speak for themselves. Thomas knows. Anybody that wants to try it, we don't need to charge you money. We just need you to join. And the No More 9 to 5 Club, we already have a free community for absolutely everybody, but we want to give veterans upgraded perks. We have a veteran specific chat inside of the club just for vets because camaraderie should not go away. We should be able to sit there and collaborate. And we run a veterans philanthropist meeting twice a month. We do it on the second and fourth Wednesday at noon Eastern. And it's not just for veterans. It's not just for philanthropists. It's not just for veteran philanthropists. It's for any combination thereof. High vibe people trying to get together, whether you're showing up and you need help or you have help. The point is you speak up. You offer what you have or you put your hand up if you need a hand up.
Yeah. Well, you made mention about snake oil, and as we've been talking since I turned on the camera this morning, One person's snake oil is someone else's salvation. It's not our right to say something doesn't work for you. It's not our right. Hey, you know what? Look, placebo, it works. Placebo works. There are certain people that can get themselves, it can get them to where they feel better. It's a proven fact. If it wasn't, they wouldn't do it no more, right? Well,
Right.
I guess that's kind of a bad statement, because they do a lot of stuff. But uh, so, Kurt, I brought you back in. What are some of the things that you know about this?
About the brainwave entrainment.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
you.
Give us your thought.
Yeah, I've known Maury for a few years through the Happy Neighborhood Project, and he's introduced me to Barry Shore, an ambassador of joy, and so the brainwave entrainment, we can start to think of it. I was speaking about music, in the earlier segments, right? So we know this effect that sound and waves have on the brain, and Maury talks about the triliminals, getting the different parts of the brain, all in synchronicity, and he's got the ability, with his voice, and in this day with AI, he's able to use AI tools to learn his voice. He had an illness for a while, so AI saved him because the illness was ruining his voice, but he had already trained the AI to his voice, so he was able to keep his work going, by making it exactly what he wanted. And then you can do different tones and well, Thomas, you're using it, so and the idea is you put headsets on, so all of the sounds and the voice and everything that Maury has set up, you know, yep, you just listen to it and it does its work, and so you just get in that restful state, and you let the brainwave entrainment do the work, and so the idea is, I was speaking about like energy, where people have energy, and so that's what it works from, with the brain. It's trying to normalize it, because with all this stuff we're dealing with, it starts to get our brain waves and the neurons and everything. There can be misfiring and all of those things going on. So Maury has created this brainwave entrainment to help bring things to those corrections and make the variations in our brain activity that help us achieve various goals. So he's got so many programs. It's like, what are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to achieve a peaceful mindset? Are you trying to achieve accomplishing academics? Are you trying to achieve weight loss, to quit smoking and, this type of stuff? So he can start to work all of that brainwave entrainment to create the brain activity that would match the outcome and your goal that you're devoted for, and what you're reaching to the technology to do. He's got that all figured out, and he figured it out because of his history of suicide ideation and decades of depression, and so this whole system he created to save his own life and to bring value, and to allow him to experience joy again.
It's
Is
amazing.
what it's all about. It's very powerful. It's something that nobody else has done. So I look at, there's 175 billion people that have ever been on this planet, and Maury Zalkovich is in this package is innovative. Never before in the history of mankind has this ever been done quite like this.
Yet, Jason, we had a guest on a
Yeah,
little bit
a little bit
earlier,
more.
and
Go ahead, Zach.
and Thomas actually had brought it up to me that and Thomas, I'll let you explain to him a little bit about what you think really would connect with him. But we had a guest on earlier that did something that also helps PTS, uh, um, people who are suffering with PTS, capture and learn and remember things a little bit better. But Thomas.
I just think it's a connection. I just think it's
Yeah.
an absolute connection because that's what I do is I'm a master connector, and I just think it's absolutely perfect for JW and him to get together and talk about what they can do or less, how they can help each other and help more to help more veterans.
Yeah.
That's the key.
And what I'll do, brother, is I'll send it to you, Jason. I'll send you the interview so you can take a look at it, and I'll send you his information because I agree. I think that look, first off, the Maury method, is there too much of a good thing when it comes to this? I mean, neither one of these are, neither one of these are depending on drugs or shock waves or anything like that, right?
So let me put it like this. So this is to go off of what Kurt said. You put on these pair of headphones, and you're gonna actually feel like you have three speaker phones in your brain. You're gonna hear things in your right brain, your left brain, and your center brain if done correctly. That means at the same time you're gonna hear three sets of voices inside of your head, which might sound a little weird and confusing at first, but it's doing that for a reason. It's a new, unique experience, and it actually will help you train your brain. You have to want to get better. We can't make medical claims with this, but I will say this: the recommendation is to do just a half hour a day. That's less time than it takes for you to drive to the gym, do a workout, and go home for your brain's health, for your mindset, which is the command and control center for the rest of your life. Your body, every decision you make, no matter what you do, feel, think, or act, your brain is really guiding you, unless you're really good at just trusting your gut. And even then, your brain still has a say. So it's really important to make sure that you're doing something to check those quality of your thoughts. And if you ask if too much is a good a bad thing, well, obviously don't do this for hours and hours a day. Go out, get sunlight, take a walk, breathe fresh air, drink plenty of water, have balance. And that's what we're all about. We just want to be a part of the equation that helps people live a happy, healthy, fruitful, long life, especially those who have served. When they come home, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to figure out where to get in. After the military, I became a disabled veteran outreach program specialist. And whether it was guys in the woods or on the bar stools, my job is, if they had an inkling to do better, to get meaningful employment or have some kind of future that wasn't on that bar stool or out in the woods or whatever it is that they were in, my goal was to help them. And I want to continue doing that. I didn't get paid much for that job. It didn't help me retire, but it taught me so much and rewarded me internally. And that's something I'm going to continue to do till the day I die. When I look out for somebody that needs help, I'm going to help them.
Yeah, I love it. Can you give us a little bit more information about the No More 9 to 5 Club, please?
Sure. Well, so after that job at the state of Florida, I wanted to make more money. So I got into sales. I got really good at it. I got really good at becoming a trusted advisor and leveraging my network. And after 7 years, I was able to retire as the top sales guy in a very large company. But I didn't retire just because I was good at sales. I had financial discipline to save, earn, and invest money. So the foundation of the No More 9 to 5 Club just teaches people financial literacy, reminds them they don't have to keep up with the Joneses. They have to keep up with themselves. So foundationally, we're all about servant leadership. We're all about putting out the best value, the best tips and tricks, the best things that are going to get people results right up front for free, front and center. The rest of the club is all about digital automation, virtual assistant, scaling and delegation, things for entrepreneurs. But at the foundational level, we just want to help everybody, whether they have an entrepreneurial bone or not, make better choices, live healthier and happier, and lead themselves better. If I could sum up the club in a sentence, I would say we're looking for people who, if given the keys to the kingdom, will add value to the world. We're looking for those future philanthropists. And whatever we can do to help them move the needle faster, that's what the No More 9 to 5 Club does.
Well, I greatly appreciate you taking the time and coming to talk to us. I hopefully we can reconnect here before too long, and we can get a better phone signal. But you know, this is you served your country. You suffered with some of these issues that we're talking about. What would you say is the most important thing that we as a community need to do to make sure everyone around us is safe?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was people that were wiser and older than me. It was a senior chief, Ron Zimmerman. He's a good friend and mentor of mine. And we were helping people at the state. And he saw something in me that I was in denial about. And he told me to go get help, or he was going to kick me in the butt. And I did. I went to the VA. And a lot of us, I think the biggest thing that we need to change is this stigma that by going to get help or um, needing support, we're weak. We're not weak for asking for help. We're weak if we deny asking for help. That's what makes us weaker. If you're hungry, you need to get up and go to the store or order a pizza or something, right? If you need help, if your cup is empty, you have to fill it up. And if you're too afraid to speak up and ask for help, your cup's going to stay empty and nobody can help you because nobody will know you need help. So for me, the biggest thing that we can do is break this stigma that if you're a veteran and you have all your fingers, all your toes, all your arms and legs, you can't ask for help. That's bullcrap. We're here to support you, and not all injuries are physical. I'm 100% PNT, and it's not all PTSD. I've got degenerative arthritis, not to get into my medical history. I've got a slap tear in my shoulder, tinnitus, a bunch of little things that add up. And if I would have let my pride and ego get me, stop me from going to get help, I would not be the man I am today. I went to the VA. I went through cognitive processing therapy. I did a 2-week inpatient treatment center for PTSD way before I built the No More 9 to 5 Club to battle my own demons. I needed help and I asked for it and I got it. That's the big thing.
Zach, are you muted?
Yeah, sorry about that. One of the things that we need people to understand is honestly, if you wait, look, we everyone respects somebody who can get up and stand up on their own. We all respect that, every single one of us. But when you've got people who are sitting there going, you know what, it's easier if I help you stand up. I'm not offering to change your life forever. I'm just offering to help you up. If you've got people out there who are helping you or are offering to help you, do small things to help you out. Don't push them out of your way. Don't do that, because it's a hell of a lot better than all of a sudden you've got it. Oh my god, I'm out of control. I'm lost. And then things get too difficult to try to fix. Things get too far behind and you find yourself in a lot of trouble. So yeah, being there for people and being a support system for them, I think it is so so important.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. That support system is definitely always needed. It's not an area where we're willing always to, like Jason said, commit, give in, do what needs to be done because we stand back too much with that stigmata that because I have all my fingers, all my toes, my arms, my legs, my eyes, everything that it's not me. It's not me. I don't need that. I don't need to go there.
Yeah. Well, Jason, I know that we were going to talk a little bit longer, but you know what? I'm not going to keep you around with your phone being a little problematic. You've been frozen. It's a good thing you're a good-looking guy, man. Let me tell you that, because you've been frozen in the same spot for a while. But please, how do people get a hold of you?
The No More 9 to 5 Club, Jason McNamara, jason.nomore9to5 at gmail.com. Any of those things work. If they Google any of those things, hopefully I'll pop up. Thomas Long, Kurt, or Zach. All y'all know how to get a hold of me too. So anybody that needs help, there is no excuse. Like any of the information from any of these guys on stage will connect you back to me. So again, ask for
Absolutely.
help. I'm not shy to ask for help. I have this whole motto in the club. Kurt's heard me say it about 1,000 times. I want to know if I can do better. If you can poke a hole in my ship, tell me about it so I can patch it. We all need to have this mindset where we're open to constructive criticism. It's like when we were active duty, if we were wrong, we got corrected. We didn't take it personally. We appreciated Chief or Sergeant or whoever corrected us. And guess what? We learned. We actually fixed it and we didn't make the same mistake again. Let's keep that
Right.
vibe and keep that energy.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a fantastic program that you've got started. I appreciate so much what you're doing with the Mori method, and you're making it available for the people who need it. And it says a lot about you. It says a lot about your character, and it says a lot about your vision and coming together. So, but I really do. I want to thank you for joining us tonight, Jason.
Yeah, apologies about the technical difficulties. I'm on a Chromebook, and apparently my cell phone has a much better camera and a lot smarter and faster. So, thank you for putting up with my crazy connection. And next time, I'll be better prepared. We'll do a rehearsal.
Hey, you know what, man? Let's get you lined up for one of my long version podcasts, and we can talk for a little bit longer, and we can really dig deep into what you got going on.
Hi, sir. It'd be my honor. Thank you. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, everybody listening. Remember to keep smiling. You are living your best life every single moment. You just have to choose it.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much for being part of the 2025 mission for healthy mission for healthy heroes. So, thank you for joining us, and have a great night, brother.
God bless Jason. Yeah, that's a guy right there that you said it right. Get him on another call, deep dive with him, find out all the ins and outs of everything that they're doing with the No More 9 to 5 Club and how they're making a difference every day in other veterans' lives, because the way that they're touching not just veterans but the people that come to that No More 9 to 5 Club and get involved is making a community inside of itself being stronger to be able to help more people, moving it forward, paying it forward in their community every single day.
I I've only had a brief conversation with him. Extremely impressed. Extremely impressed. So, well, Thomas, here's the funny thing. I let you go at the end of the last segment. Guess what, brother? We just killed another segment. We just
That's
killed
right.
another 3 hour spot.
That's right.
That's another 3 hours down for this fat guy. So,
Well, I
and
appreciate you having me here, being involved with all these other individuals that you had on, being involved in the conversations, being here to meet and greet with other people, see my fellow veterans on here, talk with Kurt about Project Die Hard, do the things that need to be done. Seeing Santa Papa John is phenomenal as always. Reminding the people to get out there and don't just do something, do more than what you have been. Make more connections. Get out there, look up something called the Founders Network, another beautiful place to go out and find people, to connect with people all over the globe to make a difference. These things are important because the more connections that you make, the bigger your network, the more vast your reach can be to make a change where you might be needed and you didn't even know it.
yep, that's exactly right. Kurt, again, thank you for jumping back on. I appreciate it, my friend. So,
Anytime.
hey, let's start working towards next year, right? So, even though I've still got another 5 hours to go, we're still going to start working towards next year. I'm going to feel like I've been here since next year or last year or whatever.
Since next year.
I actually did that one on purpose. Thank you.
It's like Back to the
Sounded
Future. I
really
love
good in
it.
my head too, and that's the scary part. I
Yeah.
was like going, "Yeah, that sounds about good. Yeah, I like that." Wait, yeah. So, but it's time for us to reset the show. I'm going to ask for about a 5 minute break. Got to get up and move a little bit.
You got
But
it.
when we get back, we're going to have a thing that I recorded with Alan Holmes, and Alan is a gentleman who has proven to be a great friend. And I'm going to tell you something. And just a little spoiler alert on this. Alan is one of those guys that when you see when you're with him and he witnesses that the loss of someone, you see the pain, and it hurts when you see that pain in his eyes because he's a good guy. He really is. And this is the reason why we need to do more. Well,
Roger
we'll
that.
be back in about 5 minutes. Yeah.
God bless.
Thank you. Thank you, Kurt. We'll see you all in the
See you
next
soon.
couple
Take
minutes.
care. God bless.
All
Have a good
right.
night.
Goodbye.